What is up, Mobians of the Multiverse? It's Project Nine Tails here, and welcome back to another short stream late at night. We're just gonna be watching creepy videos. I found a new world here to watch videos on. I don't know how it's gonna go, cause my first time actually uh tried this world out for its intended purpose, but it's a world that was made to look up videos and shit like that. Yeah, with a nice little view of the Earth right here and the moon. Apparently can go to other places too. Also, I'm on a space station, that's why. Only problem is, I can only search YouTube on this freaking small room right here. I can't look it up on here or in the bed right here, which would be a good place to watch you. Well, fuck me right in the ass. I guess I was wrong. Unfortunately, though, you still can't watch videos in here. You know, the big room. Where you think it would be, pretty fitting to, carry a big-ass screen. Like right here, maybe. Or literally anywhere in this room. Seriously, this big room is literally just used for billiards. That's it. Just billiards. So, that's because we had a nice view of the Earth right here. I'm just gonna... Sorry about that. I'm just gonna watch videos in here. So the video we are watching... Let me check to see what's called again. It's called The Ammanford Incident, an internet mystery by Avoid the Warlock. I have only seen like a few seconds of this video. So yeah, I'm not gonna say too much about it because I legitimately don't know what's going on in this video. But apparently it's some kind of incident. It doesn't look innocent at all. So yeah, might as well develop a whole fucking stream around it. Let me get my chat up. Stream around it. Oh shit. Apparently it's really freaking loud. I don't know if I said this, but I got a new phone recently. It's an iPhone 17 Pro. And my iPhone 13 has served me for quite a few years. But I'm keeping this one for the long run since it's got a whole fucking terabyte of storage. Alright, let's finally get to this video, shall we? Hang on. There's the volume. I think that's a good enough volume. Well, this video is taking a bit long to start.
In the early months of 2019,
What the fuck?
surrounding towns and
Why the fuck is it... Hold on a second. Why is it going so slow? What? Is it this?
Wales got a strange flyer slipped under their door. The women and children that can be heard crying and screaming underneath our basement floor in Ammanford, South Wales, need your help. We have 106 supporters on change.org.
What the fuck is this quality? What the shit? What the fuck is this video quality? Holy shit. Alright, we might need to go to another world, cause... No, this world just ain't doing it. This world ain't doing it. Won't even lie. Ah, shit. What about this? What about the underwater penthouse? Might as well. There's been an ear feeling down there anyway, since it's a fucking underwater penthouse. Why the hell is my YouTube app glitching? I don't know why my YouTube app is doing that. Alright. Also, I got like a space theme pack. So yeah, I got a black hole as a warp effect. Thank you very much. As you cyberpunk fans might actually recognize this. It's basically that one penthouse from the game, except underwater. Pretty much. I mean, I wish there was a view of Night City, but this is good enough. The only downside to this map is that it's PC only, so you questies cannot see any of this. Well, actually, you can't even access this world. What the hell am I saying? Okay, time to use the good old-fashioned crappy video. Excuse me, bitch. We've been unable to load video. Load the fucking video. There we go. Wish I could sit down on the couch. Alright, there we go.
In the early months of 2019, surrounding towns in Wales got a strange flyer slipped under their door. The women and children that can be heard crying and screaming underneath our basement floor in Ammanford, South Wales, need your help. We have 106 supporters on change.org who have listened to the recordings that we made and have then signed
What
a petition
the fuck am I listening to right now?
to be properly investigated. Here are some of our supporters' comments. I have listened to the recordings. Now I can't sleep. I see no reason why this matter has not been investigated, unless the police are in on it. I have listened to the screaming. They are real. We need to help these people that are trapped underground against their will. This is why my wife and I are traveling all over the UK delivering these leaflets. We need
Well, get a fucking shovel or a jackhammer and
share them
dig, motherfuckers.
This confused a lot of the residents in the area.
What the fuck am I listening to?
A prank or some mentally unwell person. Very few people actually took these flyers seriously. But where exactly did they come from? Who was sending them out? And why?
Where'd they come from? Where'd they go? Fucking Cotton Eye Joe. I can't. I had to do it. Had to do it.
"7 years ago, in June of 2018, Christine
Why is the
Tate
quality
was
in the
kitchen
video
of her
so
house
fucking
in
bad?
Ammanford, Wales, when she heard
Is this
something
just the
strange.
way the
She
video
described
looks?
it as a flushing noise, but couldn't tell exactly.
I'm just gonna
where it was
assume it's the
coming
way the
from.
video
Curious,
looks.
she went and woke up her husband, tell him what was going on. This escalated for the couple almost instantly. Her husband, Alan, upon learning of his wife's concern, left his phone to record in the bathroom.
I thought he was about to say he was gonna take a piss. Because the toilet's literally right there.
To see if they could find anything. What they found was strange. To them it sounded like some sort of machine going off, with random flushing noises in between. Once the sound was heard, they started to record all over the house, but the noises that they picked up no longer sounded like a machine. Instead, what they got was chains and screams coming from somewhere under the house. The noises were the
What the
loudest from under
fuck?
their kitchen, where their basement is located. Becoming even more curious, they dug holes into their basement walls for better audio recording, as according to them, the basement of the house was fully closed off. Things only got stranger from here. According to them, the only audio device that picked up anything at all was the one in the basement walls. This is what they heard.
Fuck me. Oh my god. I actually had to look behind me right there. Motherfucker, if you hear that, like I said before, take the fucking jackhammer and start ripping down the walls and the floors. Don't fucking wait. Oh, that sounded like some Wendigo Skinwalker type shit right there. Is this real, or is this like some shit like paranormal type shit or something? What the fuck?
All of the sounds, according to Alan and Christine, start around midnight. Alan and Christine have recorded hundreds of hours worth of sounds, all coming from somewhere underground, under their house, before they left their home indefinitely. As weeks after hearing these noises, they left, been living in the back of their van since. They have also
Oh my god. These people. Like, I know you want to alert the authorities, but sometimes you gotta take matters to your own hands. Start demolishing the house and then dig underneath to see what the fuck's going on. Oh my god.
tried their hardest to raise any sort of awareness to the case to their neighbors, surrounding towns, and the internet as a whole. But it's been a battle to keep it in the eyes of the public, even going to the police within the first couple of weeks, as they genuinely believed that people's lives were in danger and children were being harmed. But according to the police, who have confirmed that they have had multiple reports from the Tates to investigate the noises and check the property in November of 2018 due to this, they couldn't find anything. This led to the belief that the police were
What the
ignoring
fuck?
them and their concerns of the property. Since then, they have resorted to handing out flyers.
What the fuck? Please tell me my stream got that. Was that just my... Was this my shit losing tracking or something? Better have been. These are not the types of videos for that shit to happen, man.
And posting what they have found online, with the mystery to have never been solved. Pretty interesting story, right? When I was first recommended to look into this, it was actually fairly difficult to get any information, outside of some news articles from the UK and a bunch of random accounts on YouTube. It seemed to me, at first at least, to be someone who was mentally unwell, posting sounds that their mic may have picked up from outside, as their house is actually placed in the middle of a shopping area that would have lots of sounds surrounding it. Lots of the audio sounds
Yeah,
like
but in the walls of your basement, though?
car noises, horns, and
you sure?
even sounds of a helicopter at one point.
Oh, now I know. Now I know what they mean. Okay, now I'm conflicted. Maybe it is just random sounds from outside. Wait, what was with the man screaming, though, and that woman saying the baby has died? Like, the children screaming, that couldn't just be like children playing outside. Obviously, the helicopter is the helicopter, but what about the other two I just mentioned? That's still kind of creepy, though.
But the more I looked into this case, the weirder things got.
Alright,
The more
what's
people
up?
seemed to
What
be
up,
involved,
Surge?
and
What
the
up,
darker the
Surge?
implications. And the more I wanted to talk to Alan myself. There is a lot of details about this case that if you were to read the articles or to get a flyer from the Tates, you would completely miss. And honestly, I don't even blame the Tates for this. Both Christine and Alan Tate are in their late 60s and are retired. Not exactly.
Wait, they're both in their late 60s, and wait, no, it said early 60s. It's like 62 or something like that. They're both they're both living in the back of a fucking van. Damn.
exactly investigators and not at all tech savvy. But despite that, they have done their best to spread awareness on what they believe to be an underground human trafficking ring. Ammanford itself was once a coal mining town, with hundreds of tunnels scattered throughout the town and surrounding areas, having tunnels from these mines running directly under residential and business areas. These mines are closed off, and have been since at least 2003. Since then, new tunnels have been made within Ammanford for city maintenance and utilities. But it does get me to wonder, could there actually be something going on in these tunnels? It's unlikely, but it's not impossible. Hidden in the heart of a shopping district of Ammanford, behind a nail salon attached to an abandoned house, is where our story takes place. And the story of the area itself is pretty strange. Alan and Christine owned the residential area behind these two buildings, and before they even bought the house, all the way back in 2007, the property suffered from a random fire. Nothing is known about how the fire started, and it was of very little note. The fire damage itself was actually the reason the Tates bought it, as it allowed them to get it for fairly cheap. Before they even bought the house, the basement was already sealed shut, with no known entry point outside of a ventilation hole in the kitchen.
Oh my god, why the hell would you get someplace with a sealed off basement? That means something's fucked is going on. Something fucked is down there. That's all I'm gonna say.
Likely due to some sort of structural damage caused by the fire itself. They didn't have any strange sounds or issues until 2018.
This house looks like shit. Oh my god. Even my sister's apartment right now looks better than this. And right now it's kind of getting ripped apart because there's a fucking leak there.
Full 11 years after they bought the house, the surrounding buildings also have a really disturbing past. The buildings right in front of the Tate home, Sophia Nails, and the abandoned house attached to it, were leased by two very dangerous individuals. A Vietnamese man named Quang Lam and his wife, Trang Tran, who were both involved.
What the fuck is that name? Oh my god. That is not a name I think about when I think about a Vietnamese name.
In a drug trafficking ring, found by a police operation known as Operation Violet Panama. This operation uncovered an extensive underground Vietnamese cannabis farming ring, all taking place in Wales, leading to the arrest of 22 heads of the operation, all of which were being ran through nail salons.
I think I saw like one white person there. It was a woman too. There was only one white woman there, I think. I didn't get a good look at all of them, but I can definitely tell most of them were Vietnamese. If that's the case, then they probably had some serious trust issues.
And underground tunnels. It should come to you as no surprise, but these operations tend to go hand in hand with human trafficking and slavery. Nail salons being used for this purpose, unfortunately, has become an epidemic, not only in the UK, but globally. They bring impoverished people from Vietnam, promise them good jobs and easy citizenship, and then enslave them in a foreign country to run their illegal businesses.
Nail salons? Is this shit true? Fucking nail salons do this shit? All around the globe. Huh. That's a little weird.
Quang Lam ran multiple nail salons, but became the leaseholder of the building for Sophia Nails in 2015. 2017 was when Operation Violet Panama started, and he wouldn't be arrested until 2019. Surprisingly, this actually all lines up with the noises heard from the basement that started in 2018, along with a video Alan took from a crack in the basement, in which he found a light shining through it.
The video footage of they're looking through and they can see something, the light. Now, where is that?
All that wires going through. Ah, there we go. Yeah.
Finding
that could have ended badly. If you're fucking shining a light right through that shit too. Fucking, oh my god, just shivering just thinking about it. Like, fucking, all of a sudden the light turns out, you look to that peak again, all of a sudden there's just a fucking human eye looking back at you. Yeah, I just fucking shivered just thinking about that shit.
All of this out, Alan Tate began to instantly point fingers towards the owners of Sophia Nails for the screams and the noises coming from under the basement, believing that they were digging tunnels or using existing tunnels under the residential area to smuggle people into the country, which would not be too far-fetched if there are actually underground coal mining tunnels that were abandoned around Ammanford. This, unfortunately for Alan, is where things get pretty muddied up. At this point in the story, the Tates have already become fairly known in the wider Wales area due to the flyers that they've been handing out. They were already living in a van in fear of the drug trafficking ring threatening them. But the wider public believed it was nothing.
Did they confirm that it was the drug trafficking ring, threatening them? Can they show proof of that? Like, at least a story or something. Oh. It's getting hard to believe this story. I don't know.
More than just a ghost story, believing that the couple thought their house was haunted for some reason. Local police checked and found nothing actionable, and the matter was essentially dropped from an investigative standpoint. No government agency validated the Tates' claims, and this lack of official intervention is a giant point of contention for the Tates and for their supporters. The Dyfed Powys police were first made aware of the Tates' claims back in 2018. According to Tate, police officers visited his house and Sophia Nails, but did not undertake a full search. In Tate's words, authorities declined to investigate thoroughly the horrifying possibility of underground trafficking.
Yeah, the UK police is not beating the, dumbass allegations. Oh my god. I know a lot of people say United States police sucks, but oh my god, at least a good 90% of them get the fucking job done. Fucking UK police, man. Obviously, what I'm saying right now is probably gonna be fucking me getting arrested as soon as I get over there, but yeah, I'm never going to the UK. At least maybe. I don't know. Let's just hope that 1984 style fucking country doesn't see this stream.
Single person was taking this seriously, which I do have to say is a bit confusing to me. If I knew that the business next door to the guy who is saying that he is hearing screams coming from underground and believed that there is a drug trafficking ring happening was ran by drug traffickers, I think I would try and take that claim just a tad bit serious. Nothing would ever come of this, unfortunately. And unfortunately for the Tates, they never got the answers that they were looking for. To this day, they have not been able to return to the house. And in 2021, the Tates sold their home.
Fucking do it. Just fucking do it, man. Oh my god. These people are acting like this is such a big deal and then not doing anything about it. Get the jackhammers, get the shovels, and dig underground, see if you can find these tunnels that you were looking for. Keep fucking spreading flyers all around the damn city. Or what the, is Wales a city? I'm just gonna assume it's just a town. Yeah, all around the fucking town. Like, damn, man.
Putting an end to any further investigating that could be done without trespassing. But that wasn't the end of the story. In 2024, both the abandoned house and Sophia Nails mysteriously caught fire. No one knows why or how, and by this point Sophia Nails had
probably because they're like they look like 200-year-old buildings that were definitely not safe to have electrical wires in them, I guess. I don't know.
Also been abandoned. All of the coverage of this event told the story as if it was a ghost story. The locals interviewed talked about it as a ghost story. No one acknowledges the drug trafficking aspect of this case. And due to the lack of answers given for this event, the lack of support, and the lack of seriousness put onto Alan's claims, he has been going constantly about this case. And
well, a place is fucking abandoned now. Yeah, since the fire broke out, the place should be abandoned now. Do what I just said. Who the fuck is gonna stop you? There's no one owning that place now. Okay, and then again, the UK police might actually stop you from doing that, but, you know, they usually stop people from, actually doing good things. Fucking 1984.
Actually still active to this day. He has gone through a number of websites, the vast majority of them down now, but all of them the same. Going through the story, adding more details, and trying to spread awareness as much as possible. But because of how long he's been going at it, the constant posting and hundreds of hours of audio, and the weird amount of reporters who refuse to run this as anything more than a ghost story, I wanted to ask him about the case myself. So I reached out on Twitter, where he is most active, for an interview. I waited, and waited, and waited, and nothing. Which kinda sucked.
Huh.
I'm going to be honest here. I am very conflicted on
Pretty antisocial for a conspiracy theorist. Weird.
this case and its validity for multiple reasons, as despite the strange occurrences, I do not believe that all the sounds picked up and recorded are coming from underground. Some sound like motorcycles, some sound like helicopters.
Yeah, master helicopter, definitely.
Some sound like kids playing.
Yeah, the whole helicopter thing. I live by an Air Force base, so I'm kind of used to hearing like jets and planes and helicopters. I memorize those noises. That sounds like a helicopter.
None
That
of which
could be a
would too
maybe.
surprising since there's a park right behind the property. On top of this,
Hey, buddy. That could have been some really helpful information. You tell me this now? You say that there's a park right behind that fucking area now? Oh my god.
no one else who has investigated the house has been able to pick up or record anything unusual. I do believe that there was something very shady happening with the nail salon, however, and that may have had a hand in whatever was going on with some of the noises. But most of the noises picked up can be explained by sound being carried through pipes, voids in the ground, maintenance tunnels, anything hollow running next to his basement that could pick up sound and carry it, or just residual urban sounds traveling through the air that got picked up better by drilling holes in their walls. On top of this, there was a lot of conflicting retellings of what was happening here. The initial telling of the story was that they heard the noise coming from their kitchen, under their basement, but this has changed multiple times on multiple websites. In an archive of the website noiseinmyland.com from 2019, it has the beginning of the story as this. Back in June 2018, we were up late working and went to make a coffee. There was an odd noise coming from the empty house next door. It was around 2:30 in the morning, and we went into the alleyway that runs between our house from the one next door. We could hear a machine running for around 10 minutes. Then the machine would pump something into the drain. We lifted the drain cover, and the fumes were very strong. Our eyes watered, and our noses started running instantly. We left the cover off.
That sounds like either hydrogen peroxide or like chlorine or something like that. Cause that only those fucking chemicals do that shit to me.
And watched and listened from upstairs window. We watched and listened for 30 minutes, and the machine would run, then pump a strong smelling liquid into the drain. In the 30 minutes, we watched the cycle repeat 3 times. The fumes were very strong, so we closed the drain lid. We reported the incident to...
Wait a minute, hydrogen peroxide's used in nail salons, so I guess that would make sense, but why are it so fucking... It's making it sound like gallons and gallons of it being dumped. I mean, even if it was hydrogen peroxide, it kind of doesn't make sense. Why the hell would you waste all of it?
the police, but they were not interested. So we bought a recorder on eBay and made recordings from different places until we were fairly sure where the noises were coming from. We tested various areas within the house and found the noises seemed to come from underneath our basement. We put microphones in various places in the basement. There were 2 areas where the noises were at their loudest, so I carefully dug 1.5 meter channels into the wall in our basement to get better quality recordings. The shafts might be deeper than 1.5 meters. I dug out everything I could and then hoovered them up the remaining dirt. The hose of the hoover is 1.5 meters long and disappears completely in the shafts. Over the months, we amassed too many recordings to listen to them all. The following noises can be heard on the audio recordings taken inside my basement. There are women screaming, sexual sounds, dogs barking, a printing press running, a motorbike, a car horn, and what sounds like a police siren. No other traffic noises can be heard. It's just the siren and a motorbike.
Those all sound obviously specific. Yeah, I think one of them was just, your neighbors getting freaky, man. That was just your neighbors getting freaky.
And can be heard shouting and the women scream as if in pain. One of the recordings is 2 foreign men talking and the machine going in the background is the one man instructing the other man on how to use a machine. On one occasion, we left the microphone in an alleyway and someone found it, took it, blanked it, and recorded themselves putting it back in the alleyway. This story confused me a bit.
What?
How could they hear this from their basement if it was coming from this house? Why would they make holes in their basement if the noises came from the house next door? The first half of their story doesn't even align with the second half.
I was just
So
about
I'm
to
not
say that
actually
myself.
Sure how anyone read this and believed it. On top of this, their
Yeah, I was
latest
about- I was
website
about to
doesn't
name
really
that
have
myself.
much info on the story itself, but starts off by saying the noises were recorded.
Well, hold on a sec. Is that the fucking garage right there? Like I said, man, it's a pretty shitty place to live. Like, I know it's Wales and, they haven't really evolved in like 200 years, but come on, man, make some actual housing. Like, actual modern housing. This isn't the 1700s anymore.
Behind a Vietnamese nail bar known as Sophia Nails in College Street, Ammanford. The noises seem to be coming from underneath the ground below the basement of Sophia Nails. Ammanford is an ex-coal mining town. The rest is some recordings and testimonies from people who have heard about this.
Strawberry boy, can I join? I don't even know who you are. I know who you are, Phoenix Knight. Unfortunately, this is a PC-only world, so you kind of can't join if I... That sucks that I'm in a PC-only world. But Strawberry Boy, I don't know who you are. Sorry, man. I have a bit of trust issues, so... Yeah.
These websites are very archaic.
Phoenix Knight, I'll invite you once I go to another world because this one's PC only, like I said.
And a little hard to navigate, but aren't the only mention of the beginning of the story, as multiple news sources have actually talked to the Tates, and in 2019, this was the story given to the Paranormal Globe and Mirror UK, an interview done by Christine Tate from Wales Online. It was like a flushing noise that I heard first, says Christine Tate, from the couple's camper van they now live in. I told Alan about it, that I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. He left his phone in the bathroom with the recorder on to try and pick up the sources from the noise, and then we could hear a machine running. We started to record all over the house. When we picked up the sounds of chains, a motorbike starting, and people screaming. It soon became apparent to Mr. and Mrs. Tate, both 62, that the noises were of subterranean nature. They appeared to be coming from the kitchen area, not directly underneath the kitchen, but underneath the basement that sits below it.
Yeah, the more I'm hearing about this story, the more I'm like saying, yeah, I have a feeling that this entire story, just all bullshit. I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like watching this video was kind of a waste of time, but hey, it's a documentary on something that could have been a crime, I guess.
To discover more, Mr. Tate dug 2 1.5 meter channels into the walls and placed recording equipment inside the shafts created. In his own words, the sounds he picked up included
Fucking
a woman
tracking.
screaming, sexual sounds, dogs barking.
Again, my guy, that's just your neighbors getting freaky. Very thin walls and the fucking houses like right up against each other.
Press running, a motorbike, a car horn honking, and what sounds like a police siren. The couple have hundreds of hours of recordings containing different sounds, all of which they claim are coming from underneath their house. They weren't able to pick up any noises. On top of this, there was no mention on this article about the drug claims, even though those claims are made in the oldest version of Alan's website. This case is just too all over the place, and devolves so quickly into a giant mess with no real through line. No one took this case seriously.
Yeah, I have a feeling the story is whole fake.
Because of the fact that it keeps changing. And honestly, I am not at all sure how this case has lasted as long as it has. So what exactly do I think about this? I think that this is, as most people in Abbotsford have taken it, just a ghost story. The deeper I dug into this story and...
Why is it a ghost story, though? Like, sure, some of the recordings were kind of unnerving, but I feel like they're all just, like, natural noises. Like, there was no creepy, like, EVPs or phenomenons or some shit like that. I don't think this was a ghost story. It was just... I don't know, it's just... Either the couple was either being paranoid as hell, or they were just, who the fuck is Funny Bunny Angst? I do not remember, adding you to my friends list. What the fuck? Huh. I don't remember friending that person.
People involved, I thought it had some merit. The nail salon is fishy and fits the exact description of what Alan and Christine were describing. Drug and human trafficking ran in a nail salon by drug and human traffickers who committed their crimes in underground farms. But too much else was added into this. Police not taking the case seriously, barely anyone else corroborating that they heard the screams around town, and the seemingly random additives of gunshots, motorcycle noises, helicopters, and the police sirens that they claim all came from under their basement. Unless there is a giant Agartha-sized tunnel down there with soundproofing that only allowed this basement specifically to hear it.
What the fuck are you talking about, man? What the fuck are you talking about? I just sound like as much of a conspiracy theorist as that couple.
It's just
I don't even know what
possible.
I'm saying anymore.
I came into this investigation skeptical. I ended up getting bought in when I dug a little more, and then became skeptical again once I started cross-referencing all of the retellings.
Yeah, skeptical again. I'm even more skeptical.
Strange journey to go through, but it was fun. And despite not being nearly as serious as the rest of my videos, I still think it was worth covering. Not every story needs to end unsolved or depressing. Sometimes they can end kind of goofy and a little ridiculous. Whether this was a misunderstanding, a hoax, or something darker,
yeah, this is probably a misunderstanding.
But the fact that it has lasted this long shows how persistent internet legends can be when mixed with
I'm changing
paranoia
worlds. Where's
and
my...
just enough truth. If you enjoy videos like this, please let me know down below. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.
Alright, I think this is a, I think this is like the apartment I'm in right now, but... Also, yeah. New portal. New portal. I love that right there. It's basically the same thing, but except, you know, questies can join. Alright, time to go through this. I don't know if Phoenix Knight's still online, but hey, now I can invite her. Well, that video was a little disappointing, I won't even lie. Like, I'm pretty sure all of this, I'm pretty sure, what the hell am I saying right now? Oh, wait a minute. Alright, there she is. Pretty sure all of it would have been avoided. I'm gonna quickly turn this off before I get fucking copyrighted. Okay, what else to watch? Sorry I couldn't invite you in the other world because it was PC only.
I'm still in the loading screen. Okay.
Oh,
Hi.
there you go. Fucking elevator. Yeah, I spawn in there and the whatever the hell that thing is.
I'm also was busy. I was finishing up Batman Arkham Asylum. I'm about to post the final episode tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
And I got all the Riddler stuff done, so I am now kind of
Oh, God,
I'm poofed out.
that
so
leads to
I'm just...
serious Batman burnout. Fucking Riddler trophies,
Riddler
shit like
stuff
that.
is the worst, especially in City.
Yep.
And night.
Ugh. I didn't even get anywhere near done with Arkham Knights shit.
Hands off the merchandise.
What?
All I know is that
Oh, it's the
during my
Roomba
off
thing.
time, during my
Huh.
breaks from recording, I've done a lot of Riddler stuff,
I hate
and
nights.
I should have to do that again for Arkham City and Nights, so I could get everything 100% done.
Huh.
And
Alright.
maybe I'll do Suicide Squad next, but I'll do that with a group of people, so I don't have to do it single player,
Huh. Alright.
because it's part of the Arkham series anyway.
Alright. Huh. Maybe I can... I know I saw some kind of, horror video... Wait, no, not really horror video, more like a...
Okay, let me just
What the fuck?
Sorry,
Fucking Roomba?
I'm just stressed because I am finished all the Riddler stuff.
Not you, the...
I'm throwing the Roomba about.
Oh, that's weird. I was about to say, like,
I'm just trying to get on de-stress at the moment, so I'm throwing stuff.
yeah.
So if you see something flying across your screen, that's probably me just throwing. Come here, you freaking... Come here. Come here.
Hey, hands off the merchandise.
How about no? I'm trying to de-stress right now.
Ow. Okay.
Ew, must be extremely stressed right now.
And,
What the hell's a good video? Can
I-
my shit please stop?
I am not that stressed, but all I know is that I hate the Riddler stuff.
Oh my god, I keep losing track and for some reason.
Oh no.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Can you leave me alone and let me do my job?
Just beating the hell out of that freaking Roomba.
Thank you for the assist.
Damn, I do not watch a lot of creepy videos, ironically.
Hmm.
I know there's one here somewhere. That's all I know.
You'll find it.
I can hear that fucking Roomba probably charging up my damn ankle or something.
Then I'll get Batman Arkham Asylum done and then probably finish off Ratchet and Clank as well. Same with Spider-Man.
Alright, I feel like I'm coming across these videos like 3 different times.
Ow. Okay.
Now I'm starting to get a feeling that I'm just... my watch history is just fucking looping. I feel
That
like
might
it's
be an
looping.
issue, but who knows? But all I know is that you really would like those videos, probably.
Huh. Okay. What? Oh yeah, you can ride on one of those things. Huh.
Okay, that's giving me, that's
Ugh.
giving me bad,
I gotta
motion.
scratch myself. What the hell? Oh, that was at the previous stream. Yeah, that video is definitely from a previous stream, which means it should be getting close to something good. Alright, that's looks like the first time I watched that video. Wait, when was this? May 6th. I didn't watch a lot of videos that day, ironically. Oh! This one's a good one. Yeah, I don't think I, So I think in the last stream I watched, this guy named Abyssal Detective, and I think it was most disturbing exploration incidents. This one is most disturbing incidents at sea. Actually would have been kind of fitting if we watched this at the fucking, that one, that same world that, Me True Chaos and Nemesis filmed the fucking boat adventure episode, but that's a PC only world.
Oh, yeah. Where did I put the rainbow out of bounds?
I wouldn't be surprised. No, it's right here.
What, where? Oh, there it is.
Alright.
Hey, hands off the merchandise.
23 sea
How about no?
incidents, 7 levels. I've scavenged hours of lost footage to compile the most disturbing sea moments into one iceberg. We'll begin with
There
some
we go.
inexplicable ones
There we go.
and go deeper into incidents so terrifying you'll never even visit a beach again.
Bring it on. I already hate the California
Level
beaches,
1.
so fucking dirty.
Kayak fishing tournament. YouTuber Lawless Tide attended a kayak fishing tournament in Florida, only to learn how dangerous the sea can be.
Oh
The
shit,
morning was
Sherlock.
dark and stormy, but the earlier forecast predicted
I'm a
the
bit
storm would
delayed,
pass,
so I
Lawless
am a little
continued.
behind, but
But not
I
long
don't really
after,
care right now.
things started going
I think there's the
wrong.
resync
His
button
fishing
right
line
here.
tangled, and it took
Wait,
over
wait.
2
Oh, there it
hours
is.
to
Yeah,
get
I
his
see it.
first
Yeah.
bite. After catching 2 king mackerel, he decided
there we
to
go.
head back
Okay,
to
now I
shore.
can hear it.
Now, still
Alright.
expecting the storm to ease, he began
I like how
moving
everyone.
towards
So, fun fact: everyone thought this guy was an AI until he actually started showing himself.
Yeah,
That's funny.
I know. Alright, anyway, you should continue. I
shore
won't
while
be
trolling
here for long. It's
slowly,
almost
hoping to catch a fish.
Alright.
11 for
Just
me,
then,
so I
a
have to
large
go and hit the hay
wave
soon.
hit him from
Alright.
behind.
Wait, no.
He tried
10:30 for me,
bracing
sorry.
himself in
I
the
am
kayak and
not
kept
used
heading
to military
towards
time,
shore,
sorry.
But about a quarter mile into his return, another wave
What
slammed
type
into
of
him.
kayak is that? That is a. It's
It's a paddle boat one.
yeah. That actually looks pretty cool.
Ouch.
You don't need to worry about
Well,
like
it's better than
paddles.
having
Part of his
oars. You
seat,
just kick it.
leaving him
Yeah.
unable to sit upright. He had to literally lean heavily to the left just to stay balanced. But it wasn't enough. The swells grew and the wind picked up, triggering a warning on his VHF Marine radio. Just when he
That would have
caught
been
breath,
helpful beforehand.
another wave hit hard,
For
throwing
sure.
him into the water. He somehow managed to pull himself back into the kayak, but lost his bag of fish in the process. Before he could
Damn.
recover, another wave struck from the side, throwing him back into the water. This time he righted the kayak and climbed back in again. He reached
And
for
he's
his
wearing
radio
regular
call for help,
clothes,
only
too.
to realize
He's
he
not even
was
wearing a.
gone.
He's not even
No
wearing a
contact,
wetsuit.
Getting out alive depended entirely on him. He leaned into the
That water
waves
must
and
be
kept
cold
pushing
as
forward,
shit.
But the wind was relentless.
If he's in a
The
warm
kayak
climate,
flipped
it might
twice
not
more,
be, but
throwing him into the
who
water
knows?
each time as he
I
struggled
mean, it's still
to
gonna be
climb
cold
back
either
in.
way because of the wind.
Completely exhausted,
True.
likely traumatized, he kept paddling
hands off the
until he
merchandise.
finally reached shore. Orcas and small sailboat.
Oh,
A
fuck
calm,
everything.
open-ocean trip turned into a fight for survival and something beneath.
Listen, Free Willy was a fictional movie.
Yeah,
And it's not that I don't feel
um,
bad for orcas sometimes, because obviously, yeah, the ones held in captivity I kind of feel bad for.
Yeah,
But-
if you see them in captivity, you know how their fins are always like that?
Yeah, they're like drooped. They're like,
bent?
yeah.
Yeah, that it means they were born there, so they didn't have enough. They don't have that muscle.
Yeah. Yeah, but as
The
I
ones in the wild have that fin.
yeah. Yeah, but as I was saying, the wild orcas are a-holes. They pretty much slap seals into the fucking air and like treat them like they're volleyballs. Like they
They're
do.
playful.
They're not playful. They're legitimately trying to kill those seals,
Oh,
and they do in the most like painful ways possible.
dang!
And it's I think it's been scientifically proven that orcas know exactly what they're doing. They're just
For
a-holes,
sure. That's why
unfortunately.
they're called the killer whale.
Yeah. And now even sharks are afraid of them, which is bad. Sharks were our only hope. I was actually rooting for the sharks for once.
The water
Well,
began
they-
attacking a sailboat.
Nope.
Yeah.
On September
Never mind.
13th,
I lost my train
2025,
of
a
thought.
dolphin
Shoot.
watching tour group was returning to shore when they noticed a sailboat rocking violently. Thinking it might be orcas,
2025,
someone
that's
started
crappy
filming.
footage for
Moments
2025.
later, 3 orcas indeed appeared,
That
but began circling
doesn't.
the boat,
Yeah, that
ramming it
does
from
not look like it's from
underneath.
2025.
The sailor
Looks like
tried
it's
to
in the
steer away
early
and keep the boat
2000s.
steady, but the attacks
Or
didn't
90s.
stop. In fact, the orcas struck with enough force to crack the hull.
Oh,
Soon, water quickly rushed
Oh,
in from the crack, filling the
If I
boat
had
and
an expensive
dragging it
ass
lower.
boat like that and orca was just pounding itself against until the hull cracks, they're getting the buckshot. They are getting the buckshot.
you can't do that. That's illegal.
Not if you're defending yourself.
True, but you got
With each wave, As
it's
it began to sink, it was slowly
Mm.
towed
Look at that.
back toward shore. And
Oh,
thankfully, in the
a
end,
small
no
little
one on
sailboat
board
broke
was
like
harmed.
that. Yeah.
That's a $100,000
Level 2.
boat at least.
An offshore
You got-
For sure. I never been
That's a valid
on the
crash out.
ocean.
2019
I only
Key
been
West
in
Offshore
lakes.
World Championship began with cheering crowds and high-speed
Like a $100,000 boat. That's a
Oh, no,
reasonable
bro,
crash out
bro,
right
no.
there.
Things went south. On the 5th lap of the Superstock race, 2 boats were running side by side
Oh,
when
no.
they suddenly lost control and flipped upside down.
Oh
They slammed
no!
back onto the water, sending a
Oh,
shock through
and
the crowd.
and it's
Oh.
censored.
Moment,
Yeah,
everyone still as spectators
yeah,
could see
that's
the
serious
cruise
injury at
was
least.
Rescue
For
boats
sure,
rushed in,
or
but before they could arrive, the
more
drivers
worse.
eventually pushed their way out and
Oh,
raised
they're
their
alive.
hands to show they
One
were
is.
okay. All
Oh.
4 racers got out of the boat themselves with minimal injuries.
Oh,
Huh.
there's more than one.
Ah,
Pinned by a shark.
and I already know this one's
In
gonna be
June
fucked.
2013, a
Oh,
routine
bro,
fishing
bro,
trip
why
turned
is
into
there?
a near-death encounter.
What's the point
A
of
group
taking
of
a
friends was out
rowboat
on
or a
kayaks when
canoe
one of
out
them
to
noticed
the
something
sea?
moving
It's
beneath the
stupid.
surface. Just
Bigger
then,
boat.
one of them
Let's go with
filmed
a bigger
what
boat.
it was. A
Oh my god, at
giant
least take a
hammerhead
spear.
shark that was now circling
Take a
dangerously
fucking
That's a
close.
spear
hammerhead.
with you.
Before one of the
Oh,
friends
yeah,
could
why
paddle
do I always
away,
cringe
the
on
shark
hammerheads?
lunged and clamped onto the side of the boat. The sudden impact jolted the vessel, stopping it in place. With no time to escape, he
And they're
struck
fucking
the
with
shark
the
his
kayaks,
paddle,
too.
aiming for its head.
Yeah,
The blows had little
kayaks
effect.
are.
I mean, it's a
I don't know
hammer,
why
after all.
people take
What
kayaks
did
out
he
into
think
the
would
ocean.
happen? Well, the shark just tightened
They're
its
so
grip.
small, you
Now
can
stuck in
lose them.
place, the kayak became unstable. Each movement from the shark pulled it off balance, bringing it closer to capsizing. Desperate to stay
At that
upright,
point,
he
don't
kept
thrust it like
hitting
a
the
sphere,
shark
just whack
repeatedly
'em.
as it thrashed against
Whack
the
them
side
on
of
the
the kayak.
well, the
For several tense
hammerhead's
moments,
hard
the
to find
struggle
the nose
continued.
because how
The
big
shark
their head
circled,
is.
lunged again, and held on as if testing the kayak. Then, just
Yo,
as
yo,
suddenly
what's
as
up?
it
Hey,
started,
what's up,
it
Brittany?
stopped. The shark
Good
released
to
its
see you
grip
in my
and
chat, Brittany.
disappeared
It's
back into the
VRChat
water.
Games.
You know, that guy thought
Oh.
that it was fishing time, but that shark just had to tell him to stop. It's hammer time. Level 3.
Fuck.
Kayakers
What?
watching whales.
That pun right there.
Humpback.
Oh.
You didn't hear that pun?
So I don't listen to puns a lot. I kind of tune them out because of freaking. You you remember what I said earlier? What I just did?
Huh.
I did on Batman today.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, I tune those out so much because I get so
Fucking Riddler.
yeah, freaking frick you, Nigma.
Oh, Jesus, you caught yourself right there. Yo, nice to see you guys. Yeah, nice to see you too, Brittany.
Whales are often seen as gentle giants in the ocean, but their size alone means one sudden movement can turn dangerous in seconds.
Like being next to them when they're doing their call. That will actually fucking scramble your brains.
Huh.
You didn't know that?
No. Also, if you're next to their food, above their food stores, they'll accidentally swallow
Yeah,
you by
but they can't
accident.
physically swallow you.
Yeah, because their like throat's really small and the krill can go through.
Yeah. But if you
But you can still get.
yeah. But if you like right next to them and they do their like whale call, it will actually kill you.
Dang!
Yeah, it
What
will
the
literally
frick?
turn your
Why are
insides.
whales so deadly?
Well, they don't. To be fair, they don't mean to be deadly. They just have to have a call that's loud enough to be heard miles away, and unfortunately,
yeah, I got you. Okay, yeah.
unfortunately, it
I
scrambles
do
your brains.
not like high frequency sounds. They always make me get a headache. Oh.
Yeah, and that is precisely the reason why in this one experiment by Kentucky Ballistics, he got out of the damn pool when he was going to shoot a 50 cal. Because he knew that was going to fucking kill him, and it probably would have, with how intense that freaking underwater shockwave was. Alright.
When they reached a large group of
Okay.
humpbacks feeding near the surface, they paused to observe the scene as more kayakers gathered around the same area. The whales moved back and forth through the cluster.
Why is it
of
always
boats,
people
feeding
in
just beneath the
kayaks?
surface. And what looked
That's
calm
what
at
I'm
first
asking.
was
Go in a
becoming
bigger boat,
increasingly
not in a
unpredictable.
Small
And
boat.
then,
Yep.
without warning,
Oh,
one
no.
massive
Kayak.
humpback surged upward.
There
from
we
the
go.
no.
There we go.
broke the surface
Bye-bye.
right beside
Look
a
at the
kayak
boat.
and struck it with its flipper, flipping the
Oh
vessel
my.
instantly. Both kayakers were thrown into the water.
That's...
For a moment, they disappeared beneath the surface before
Wait, did
their
they
life vests pulled them back up.
Oh my god, they
Everyone
survived.
Ashore watching the scene
Yeah,
unfold called out in
they-
panic, trying
might
to
have
look
They
It's a
for
actually
it's a big-
survived.
And within moments,
Yeah.
nearby whale-watching boats moved in.
That was like, it's like a
Kayakers were
5-ton
pulled from the
whale.
water and brought
That should have
safely
been
back.
death.
In the end, everyone
It
agreed the
depends
situation
if they
came
land right on
dangerously
top of
close
them
to
and
turning
they go-
tragic. But luck
It looks
and
like
quick rescue
it looks
efforts
like
made
it
the
went
difference.
like it freaking went right on top of him.
Sudden
It
waves
said
in
their
Cabo.
its flipper hit him.
Unlike
Huh.
the gentle Caribbean, the waters around Cabo are known for their sudden
Oh, no.
drop-offs and powerful surf. And a female tourist learned that the hard way. She was
Oh
swimming
my
close
God.
to the shoreline when a strong
Oh.
set of waves rolled in. And in Cabo,
Someone got
there is
caught-
very
caught in
little
a rift,
shallow
rift,
water
rift.
to break the
Yeah.
force of incoming surf.
Never
so
been
waves
to the beach
often
of
hit the
ocean,
sand with
so
full
yeah.
strength.
I've been
As
there
a
a few
result, the next
times.
wave struck her with enough
Yeah, I've
force to
been-
knock her off balance and pull
California
No,
her
that's
beach
my
is
thing.
bad,
Water.
Hawaii beach is
Once
good.
caught in the impact zone, the water became turbulent
Yeah.
and
I-
unpredictable.
one of these days
Each
or
wave
soon.
pushed her deeper into the
I hope
current
one of
while
these days
pulling
my
her back toward
family
the shore at the
go
same
and
time. She struggled
I
to
have
gain
the chance to
balance
go
and
to-
stay above the surface,
to
but
the
the
beach.
relentless waves kept dragging her down. A local lifeguard,
my
along with
throat.
nearby Red Cross personnel, finally noticed what was happening and immediately entered the water. They fought through the breaking surf and reached her as she was being pushed around by the waves. Working together, they secured her and began guiding her back through the strongest part of the current. Eventually, they were able to bring her back to shore safely, and she survived the incident without serious injury.
Surprising.
That's
Morton
a bit. Oh.
Bay. On May 9th, 1980,
Oh, wow, that's a
Malcolm
small
Dixon's
boat.
yacht trip in Morton Bay, Australia, with his girlfriend and daughter.
That's literally just
turned
almost
into an
about the same
emergency
size as the
in
boat from the boat
seconds.
adventure video.
Without warning,
It's just a little
a
smaller.
20-foot wave struck the yacht
And
directly.
there we go. We're
Impact
about
was
to.
powerful enough to destabilize
Yeah,
the
we're about to
yacht,
watch that.
causing it to begin
Yeah.
Into the surf.
capsizing. Malcolm was thrown overboard into rough surf as the boat was disabled in the breaking waves. Now, at the same time,
Yeah,
conditions
that's
on
a
the
broken
water
bone at least.
deteriorated rapidly. The sea's state made visibility and
If he
movement
gets any
extremely difficult,
broken in
turning the
any
area into a
injuries,
dangerous
Only
if
beach
he
I've
just
been
gets
in was
thrown off
Maryland.
and the wave
helicopter
gets
crew
them pushing
Yeah.
it
happened
forward.
to be dispatched to the scene, and from above they could observe the unfolding situation, but the conditions made direct intervention impossible.
Only beaches.
The waves were
Oh,
too strong
okay.
and the risk too high
Okay.
for a close approach.
Okay,
As the yacht
Britt.
continued to struggle in the water, Malcolm attempted to reach safety while being
Oh, there he
pushed
is.
around by the surf.
Yeah.
Shortly after, a two-person
how did he
Coast
get
Guard
bo-
team
he's still on
attempted a
board?
rescue operation.
That's probably an
They
expensive.
used water
That's
to
probably
reach the
expensive as boat. He is not
The sea
gonna get off that
conditions
thing.
worsened again. Before
Maybe.
they could complete the rescue,
Maybe.
their
It's a
vessel
really
was overturned by the waves,
Oh my
throwing
God.
their crew
If he
members into
cares
the
about
water.
it, he
Now, at this
would.
point,
But
there are 5
I
people
wouldn't be
lost
care.
at sea with no
care for my
immediate
life, not
rescue
over a
underway.
freaking.
For a brief moment, the situation
Oh my
appeared
God,
to
get the
stall
helicopters
completely
at that
with no
point.
clear path to recovery.
Well, if
Just
they
then,
can get
something
there.
unexpected happened.
Damn,
It
they're
needs to be the
swimming with the
Coast Guard that
fish.
could get 'em.
Resurfaced and managed to climb onto the overturned hull of their vessel, using it as
Those
a
are the
Oh,
rescue
one person.
people.
waves. A small rescue helicopter.
There
then
you
moved
go.
in to assist.
There we go.
The
There's
plan was to
the
extract the
Coast
stranded
Guard.
crew from the overturned boat, but the conditions made the operation extremely difficult. One of the Coast Guard members attempted to climb aboard first, and as he reached
Don't
for
bring the
helicopter
frickin-
skids, he lost his
No,
grip
no.
and fell back into the
What?
water.
Oh God, I thought the back propeller was gonna
Surface
frickin'
and
shred
successfully
them.
grabbed onto the helicopter on a second attempt.
Don't bring it that
During
frickin'
the
low
second
with those
attempt,
waves.
the skid
It!
struck the
Not
overturned
No,
God's
the
vessel,
ladder.
destabilizing the aircraft
It's
and forcing the
it's in
pilot
the
to correct his
UK.
position.
I was literally just
rescue.
watching a video I was just watching before this was
Both
the
Coast
one in
Guard
Wales
members
too.
were successfully lifted to safety.
Yeah, it was my first time out of
Malcolm
Pennsylvania,
had
honestly.
managed to crawl back
Maryland
into
ain't
his yacht.
that bad.
In a
Just a really
surprising
small
outcome,
country.
Both his girlfriend and daughter were found
Country?
unharmed. Shortly after, a police boat arrived and secured the damaged
It's a
yacht.
small
Oh
state.
my God.
So
Next,
despite the
all
severity
of you
incident,
people.
all 5 people survived, a result that stood in stark contrast to how close they came.
There
to
goes
death.
the boat. Goodbye, boat.
So far, we've had
My
close
God,
calls.
just stop
The
driving
next
boats in
level,
Wales at that
survival
point.
Isn't
We're
guaranteed.
gonna stop driving them in
subscribe,
bad weather.
Buckle up.
Yeah.
Level 4. A rookie
Damn,
mistake.
already at level 4.
Oh,
Callum was on holiday with his parents when a routine dive turned into a life-threatening
Small state. Low.
emergency.
Yep. Not as
His
small as
parents were
Connecticut and
experienced,
Rhode
but
Island
he had
though.
started
Those are even
training
Yeah,
smaller.
Rhode
a year
Island,
earlier,
yeah.
so
In
he was
Jersey.
still relatively new. And unfortunately, on this dive in Portugal, he was given a
Rhode
heavier
Island,
setup,
Jersey,
a
and
6
then
kilogram weight belt
Connecticut.
and a larger tank.
Connecticut.
Although it allowed him to stay down longer, if
I don't know
something
our
went
states.
wrong, he could sink
Boy.
quickly and struggle to recover. The dive took place at around
And then
30 meters
Maryland.
inside a wreck. Visibility was poor from the start as Callum followed his father through narrow corridors toward the front of the ship. But while passing through a tight section,
Oh, no.
his wetsuit snagged on metal. As he tried to free
Oh,
himself,
no.
his body shifted and he rolled
Oh,
over
no.
on his
No.
back.
No.
The weight of his gear made it difficult to turn upright, and at the
Oh,
same
no.
time, he
Oh,
disturbed the
no.
sediment on
I would
the
not
floor,
never been
causing
there.
an
Yeah.
already bad visibility to turn worse. Callum couldn't even see his father, nor could he see
Stop
the
fucking
exit.
moving.
For a moment, he tried
Wait
to
for the
recall,
dust to
but when he
settle.
checked his
Newbie at
oxygen
that.
supply, realization hit. He had already used more than half his tank. And that's when
Oh
the
my God.
situation became even more dangerous. Using the walls as a guide, Callum
Start
began
breathing
moving, trying
slowly,
to find
hold
his way
still,
out
wait
of the
for
rut.
everything to pass, and
His
then go
breathing
back
sped
up.
and his air supply dropped
Find which
faster.
way is up, and
Eventually,
then
he reached open water, but that didn't help. With no clear reference point, Callum couldn't tell which direction led back to the group. He struck his tank, trying to get
Go
attention, but still no help came. By the time he found another group of divers, his air was running dangerously low and panic had taken over. One diver offered him an alternate air source, but when Callum removed his regulator, water rushed into his mouth.
Oh
The
my
shock
God.
made him panic even more and made him want to ascend. The
No,
divers grabbed him and held him in
don't.
place, trying to stop him from rising uncontrollably. They pushed the regulator back toward him, but he
Don't.
resisted. For a
Just
moment,
swallow
he
the
couldn't
seawater.
breathe properly. And soon, Callum realized that if he didn't
that
regain
would
control,
be worse.
he wasn't going to survive.
No, it wouldn't. It will clear your mouth of water. I mean, yeah, it would be
but all
extremely
that
disgusting.
Salt water would. Yeah, that
I mean, yeah,
would.
it would be extremely disgusting, but hey, your mouth is now clear of water. Now you can put the
I
regulator
just hope he
in.
doesn't drown. Second day drowning. It's like, oh my God, English did not
He
work
forced
with me.
himself
My
to
voice is
accept
just
the regulator and started
Yeah.
breathing again. Slowly, his breathing steadied. He stayed with the group as they guided him back. Later, he was reunited with his father, and together they completed a controlled
Damn, you shouldn't have panicked like
ascent
that.
to
I
the
know,
surface.
I know,
In
right?
the end, Callum survived,
Ugh.
but it would likely be a long time before he ever dove again.
My God, it's definitely not as bad as the last diving incident I saw. I think it was,
watched.
yeah, I think it was the last stream, the late stream. I think I can't remember what it was,
I don't
but
know. I don't. Sometimes I rarely watch your streams.
yeah, there was a diver who was just flailing around, like ripping off her goggles and regulator, and
A full
when-
on panic.
yeah,
stuff
full
like
on
that.
panic when she was like, what, 300 feet underwater.
Oh God.
I'm surprised she survived that, because that could have been natural selection right there.
Oh, for
If it-
sure.
yeah, but there was a professional there, and yeah, she saved her life.
Scott Cassell. After over 300
It would dehydrate you,
dives
but it
in
would clear
waters
things up.
infested
Yeah.
with the Humboldt
Yeah.
squid, Scott Cassell
And it would be
thought he knew
disgusting.
them like the back of his hand until
Yeah.
one dive tested
Because the
his
whole,
experience.
that line from Moana, when she says, fish pee in you all day. Yeah, that's true.
Where's that from? One or two?
The first one. The good one.
I don't remember that in the first one.
Yeah, right after
Ah.
she woke up on Maui's Island.
Oh.
I can't remember a single fucking thing from the second movie. This is extremely forgettable.
During a dive
I haven't
in
even
those
seen the second one yet.
squid-infested waters,
Yeah.
Cassell was suddenly struck from both sides. Two Humboldt squid
Dude, I love
made
her hair. It's so
contact
so
Vampire.
trippy.
Oh,
hitting
vampire
enough
octopus.
force to
Brittany says she
destabilize
loves your
his position
hair.
in the water. Within seconds, the situation
Brittany
escalated.
says she loves your
More squid
hair.
arrived, and Cassell found himself surrounded with multiple
You're in,
Humboldt
yeah,
squid
you're in
closing
Miku,
from
the
different
Miku
angles.
skin right now.
Now, these animals are equipped with
Oh,
sharp
Cuttlefish!
beaks made
Cuttlefish!
of
That's
Cuttlefish!
not
enough to
cuttlefish,
tear
it's not-
through flesh
it's
and
squid.
withstand
That's a
significant
cuttlefish.
force. Each
Oh.
bite carried a
See?
serious
See how it's bioluminescent right there? Squid can't do that. Yeah, an average squid, it looks like a fucking deep sea squid or something like that, but they're in like shallow water.
Yeah.
That's a cuttlefish.
For a second, I thought they were
injury,
vampire
especially to
squid.
exposed areas like
No.
the cans
Kinda
of
Oh,
look
the
hell
like
nah.
that too.
As Cassell
Hell
tried to
nah,
regain
frickin'
control, one squid
vampire
latched onto
squid.
his camera equipment and pulled violently. force was strong enough to injure his shoulder and disrupt his movement underwater. The situation
Damn.
continued to deteriorate. Two more squid moved in and grabbed onto his lower body, pulling him down.
He is literally getting jumped by freaking cuttlefish.
During the struggle, the pressure caused his eardrum to implode, causing him to
Oh.
scream in harrowing pain.
Oh no!
At that point, Cassell
no.
realized the situation had shifted beyond observation or control.
He is
was
getting
now in a
jumped
full
by
defensive
cuttlefish.
struggle
Oh, wait, no,
under
those are
water.
squid.
Yeah,
Those are
no,
squid.
they're breaking pieces
Using
off of him.
kicks and
Yeah,
physical
that
force
those
to
are
break
squid.
free.
Those are
In that
squid right
moment,
there.
One of the squid broke
Oh.
Cassell's wrist in several places, causing him to yell out another
They
painful
are
scream.
jumping him.
Despite this, he continued to resist, pushing
doesn't
the
he
animal.
What did he
Yeah,
do? What did he do?
Gone
He
into
had
the
to have-
territory.
He had to have done something to those squids and
Gone into the
cuttlefish.
territory.
Maybe.
Gradually, the pressure began to ease. Cassell managed to break free from the cluster and started swimming toward the surface as quickly as possible. The squid followed
no.
for a short distance, but
So yeah,
he
that's a
was able to
squid.
use them
That's a
long enough
squid
to
right
reach
there. Has
open
longer,
water.
much
Yeah.
longer
He eventually made it
tentacles.
back to the surface and was pulled aboard the support vessel for safety.
Oh my
Level
god, he is.
5.
He got fucking jumped.
Friendly memories.
Oh, no.
19-year-old
Yeah, he's
Raymond
getting jumped by
Templeton Jr.
squids.
Went to the Lake
Yep.
Clementine Trail with friends. That afternoon, they just wanted to cool
Yeah,
off
that guy
and
looks like a college student. This is gonna end
Yeah.
badly.
For
Water.
sure.
That swim took a different turn.
This is one of the
Raymond
many
Thomas
reasons why I
filmed as
dropped
he
out of
stood on a
college.
rock, shirt off, preparing to jump.
I haven't even gone
Almost
to college
at the same
yet.
time, he and another friend
Yeah,
entered the
don't. It's
water.
$1,000
But
just
while
to
the other
fucking.
swimmer quickly
It
made
depends
for a
if you go
semester.
in-state or
Raymond
out
did
of
not.
state.
Now,
Yeah.
at first, he still appeared calm. He stayed afloat, and his friends didn't immediately realize something was
Yeah, we're
wrong.
gonna watch the realization right
laughed,
there.
thinking he
Let's
was
watch the
struggling.
Oh,
realization.
he's stuck in a car riff.
But the situation was already
Yep.
turning serious. Raymond began drifting
Bro entered the
downstream,
wrong
carried by the
space.
current. By the time his friends understood what was
Bro,
happening,
oh wait, no,
he
space.
was being
Bro
pulled
entered the wrong
further
space.
away
Yep.
from the rocks. They called 911 and ran along the bank in an attempt to reach him, but the water moved
Oh,
faster
he's in
than
a
they
river.
could.
No,
Yeah.
so he's going
Raymond
downstream.
disappeared from sight.
Yeah,
Park
he,
rangers
So
he
launched
definitely
search
went down a
operation and
waterfall.
combed the area for hours.
Or
There was
stuck
no
in
sign of
a,
Now, after 7 hours, the search was
what is
called
it
off
called?
for the night. Raymond Cablefin Jr.'s body was later recovered 3 miles
Oh.
downstream.
oh,
the
he
water.
might have gotten stuck in a rift or a
Underwater.
Oh damn!
water stream. Oh no.
Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace.
Ah.
Ugh.
Okay, I
proposed.
seen a lot of deaths in my state with water injuries, like from rivers, like from water rafting, or people going from rivers going down the stream, getting stuck in the flow of it, and going underwater and never coming out until they exit out, and they're
Yeah.
luckily that rarely happens, but it happens south of my down south,
Yeah.
almost like above you.
Huh.
Since
It
me
was
and you're
usually enough
I'm
to
above
propose
you.
on a beach or
Yeah.
in a decorated room, but
Since
Stephen
it
Weber
happens in St.
wanted something
George a
different.
lot.
During a vacation
Huh.
at the Manta Resort in Tanzania, he planned a surprise
Tanzania?
underwater
Oh my-
proposal for his girlfriend.
He was getting caught in the car in the rapids. Yeah,
The
yeah, that
resort
guy was.
had an underwater
Oh,
room
yeah.
built beneath the ocean surface with a large glass window looking out into the water.
Oh, no.
Hey, Space Hotel.
Stephen swam 10 meters down.
That's
carrying
exactly-
a handwritten note sealed in a waterproof bag. Kanisha was inside the room, filming as he approached the window. He pressed the note against the glass, and it read, "I can't hold my breath long enough to tell you everything I love about you." Kanisha laughed as she read
my
it,
God.
clearly surprised
Oh,
and
this is gonna
emotional.
backfire hard,
Stephen
isn't
flipped
it?
the page, and on the other side it said, "Will you please be my wife? Marry me?" Now afterward,
it's
he
a
showed
wedding.
a ring through the
Oh,
window before
no.
slowly swimming out of
Oh
view.
my god.
Kanisha
Oh,
continued
no.
filming,
Oh,
expecting
no.
him
Oh,
to
no.
surface. But minutes passed, and Stephen did not come back up. Realizing
Oh,
he
no.
was drowning, she
Spreading
quickly alerted
proposal.
nearby boaters and staff.
Searchers
Searchers entered the water
Oh,
and found
no.
Stephen's body near the underwater structure.
Oh my god.
Despite attempts to revive him,
Bro.
Stephen Weber was pronounced dead at the scene.
Oh
Turns
no.
out, dude was diving so deep
That
without
was a
any
good
gear,
effort, though.
he drowned before reaching the surface.
Oh my god. Rest in peace, man.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
This is why you shouldn't do so much. Oh,
You
I
should
heard about that
prepare
one.
yourself, then do something like
Apparently-
that and have it.
Apparently, Brittany
extra
heard about this
diver.
story.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Did she?
Yeah, she did. Rest in peace, man. This is why you shouldn't do too much. I mean, obviously, you want to make your proposal memorable, but
Yeah.
not this memorable.
Well, also be mentally prepared and have an extra person if anything happens like that. He was by himself.
Yeah. Damn.
That's my
This
case.
sucks.
Just like that, a precious moment was turned into an unforgettable tragedy.
Oh, okay, I'll keep it
Peter
down.
Blake.
Oh,
Sir
no.
Peter Blake had spent his life surviving conditions most sailors
Yeah,
wouldn't
he died
risk.
shortly after
He
because
even
runs
won
out of
campaigns in the
we
America's
see
Cup
it. We saw
and
it.
competed in the white bread
Yep.
round the world race. But in 2001, everything
Oh
changed.
god, why does everything happen in the year I was born?
Wait, you were born in 2000 as well?
2001. Yeah.
So me, you
Time
were
Blake
about the
was-
same age.
Huh. Holy shit. I don't even know how old you were.
I was born in February 12th.
Oh my god, you're fucking a few months older than me.
Yeah.
Because I was born in June.
Leading
Oh.
an environmental expedition
So
we
along
went
the
for the
Amazon River, documenting
a
changes
start
in
of
climate
2000s.
and
We got a
ecosystems.
rough
For
start
2
for us.
months, the crew
Yeah, shit, looks like I think I kind of am the youngest one in the group then. Ironically.
Yes.
Because
Yes,
True
you are.
Chaos is older than me, Nemesis is older than me. I think the only one that's someone of my age is Hollow. I think.
Well, technically, I'm the same age as you, but I'm
You're a few,
few months
older.
older than
yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but by technicality, I'm the youngest one in the group, I think.
remained cautious, keeping watch at all times. But when the
Was
vessel
born in
anchored
You just know that me and
in the
Nemesis
city
are
of
like
Nakapa,
2 years apart from
that
each other.
caution
Yep.
began to slip.
know-
Believing that they were
I know
safe,
Brittany
the
was
crew
born in
relaxed
99.
their guard. That was when the threat appeared. On the night
Did
of
you look
December
at the
5th,
chat when you did
2001,
that?
A group of armed
Well, I knew that
masked
before.
pirates approached the vessel and boarded without warning. One of them immediately held a gun to a crew member's
Oh,
head,
this is a-
demanding valuables.
Oh, this is a
Moments
pirates
later,
incident.
Blake emerged from the cabin
Oh,
with a
for
rifle
sure.
and fired, striking one of the attackers in the hand. For a brief second, it looked like he had control.
Readers, gotta
Then
love it.
suddenly the rifle failed. With no
Oh,
working
no.
weapon, Blake was left
Oh,
exposed.
God.
The attackers
Oh,
fired back,
no.
hitting him in the back, while others on board
Hey,
were
hands off the
assaulted with
merchandise.
knives during the chaos.
Go over there and
Within
leave us
moments,
alone.
the situation was over. Pirates grabbed what they could and fled into the darkness. By the time help arrived, it was too late. 53-year-old Sir Peter Blake was already dead. The attackers were later arrested by authorities, and all 6 were sentenced to over 20 years in prison.
Yeah, that's what you
not
get.
long
That's
enough.
what you get.
Not long enough. They should have had the same fate as the fucking pirates in Somalia. Just get fucking minigunned down by the frickin' Navy. Which that does actually happen, by the way. The Navy...
For real?
Yeah, U.S. Navy shows no fucking mercy to Somalian pirates. Yeah, they should have had the same fate right there. Just get turned to red
If
mist.
if it was U.S., it might have been in a different state, country.
Maybe it probably was, since like, they call him. I think call him Sir. Since he was knighted. Yeah. Still,
He said sir, so he might have been. No, that's Lord. Sorry, that's Scotland. My bad.
yeah. Yeah. Either way, rest in peace, man. You at least tried to fight back. But unfortunately,
At least you survived. We're almost
Unfortunately-
gone through 2000
yeah,
and
Well, the-
one.
yeah. He could have survived too, but unfortunately, UK guns are shit.
It was
Peggy
not even
Bessler.
UK. I don't know.
In July
probably was. I don't
1997, emergency responders were called to what appeared to be a tragic accident at sea. A man had been found in the
is this a
water.
plane
But from the
accident or a
moment
boating
rescuers pulled him
accident?
out,
Oh no.
something about his behavior didn't feel right. He identified himself as Eric Beschler. According to Eric,
Oh,
he had been boogie boarding
amnesia.
behind a boat driven by his wife Peggy when a wave knocked him off. By the time he resurfaced,
Why the
boat
hell
was
were you in a
spinning
boogie
circles
boat
in the
getting
distance,
pulled by
and
a fucking
Peggy was
speedboat?
nowhere to be seen. But while search teams were actively looking for his
I
missing
thought
wife,
they were in two separate
Eric
boats. That's
showed
what I
little
heard.
concern.
Well, obviously you wouldn't be in the middle of the ocean on a boogie board.
Oh yeah.
He was probably getting pulled by a speedboat or something.
At one point, he even fell asleep.
At one point toward the end
Oh,
of the
bro.
search, he actually
Oh,
closed
my
his
God.
eyes and appeared to be going to sleep.
Bro.
Now, hours later,
Oh,
the
no.
search was eventually called off, but once they returned to shore and the media arrived, his behavior shifted. He suddenly appeared distressed and needed help walking. Then, inside the investigator's office, he became calm again. And that
Was he on
inconsistency
drugs?
did not go unnoticed.
Or he's
Inside the
delusional
boat,
because of
officers found a
what
pair
happened.
of sunglasses neatly folded on the seat. Eric claimed they had been there during the incident, but a wave strong enough to knock a man into the water should have disturbed everything on board. The story wasn't adding up.
Oh, this is
and
a fake ass
investigators
story.
Soon uncovered more.
Or
Fake ass
Friends and
story.
family revealed that the
Yeah.
marriage was struggling. Peggy had suspected Eric was cheating, and more importantly,
Oh no.
there was
Oh,
a $2.6 million
murder
life
attempt?
insurance policy with Eric as the beneficiary. Still, suspicion alone wasn't enough.
Oh.
But Peggy's body was never found, and without it, the case went cold. For 2 years, nothing changed, until police received a call from neighbors reporting a couple involved in constant, violent arguments. The couple
Oh, no.
was
Brother.
Eric and his new girlfriend, Tina New. However, Eric had already fled the scene
Oh my
by
God.
the time police arrived.
I guess you could say she was the new girl. Huh. 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 I'm gonna stop laughing. Someone actually died in this story.
But Tina
Yeah, for
stayed
sure, yes.
behind. What she told officers changed everything. She claimed Eric had confessed to killing his wife. According
And
to
there we
Tina,
go, people.
Eric had taken Peggy out on a boat, waited until she was asleep, then struck her with dumbbells.
Oh,
Afterward, he placed her
Huh.
body in a bag, weighed it down, and dumped it into the ocean.
It was probably with the same dumbbells too. It was probably with the same dumbbells he hit her with too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, investigators finally had a story, but they still had no body, which meant they needed a confession. So they asked Tina to contact Eric and get him talking.
I mean, this might sound crazy, but actually, wait, no. This was probably before. I don't know how long this story was. Probably way before YouTube. I was about to say, let them call us. What the hell were they called? Adventures with Purpose. They're like professionals at finding people who are lost underwater.
Yeah, but they do it in lakes and rivers,
That's true.
not in the ocean.
That's true. I don't know how dangerous it is to do that shit in the ocean.
But he refused to speak
Pretty,
over the phone.
a bit more
Instead,
dangerous,
he
and you need
agreed
a
to meet her
license to
in
go
person
and do
at a
stuff like that,
restaurant.
and you need to be
During that meeting,
in the
Eric
Coast Guard
made
to do it,
statements that directly tied him to the crime.
and probably in the Navy
It was
too.
enough to charge him with the killing of Peggy Beschler. During the trial, Eric maintained his innocence, repeatedly pointing out that his wife's body had never been found. But the jury focused on his own
Oh yeah, I wonder
words.
why.
In the end, that was all they needed. Eric Beschler was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah,
Lost
Rob
at
crying
sea.
from love.
I mean, it's sad, but it was a good joke.
2012, Jose Salvador Alvarenga left a fishing village in Costa Azul, Mexico, for what
Listen,
Oh, Mexico.
listen. I can say this because I'm Mexican. With a name like that, you know this story's screwed.
Yeah,
I'm Mexican. I can say it.
they're
It was
half,
supposed to be a little over a day of deep
Three
sea
quarters
fishing,
Mexican.
but nothing
three-
about
okay,
it went as
so-
planned.
yeah.
His usual fishing partner couldn't join him that day, so he went with an inexperienced 24-year-old
no.
fisherman
Yep, I knew
named
it.
Ezekiel Cordoba.
Oh, why
Shortly
is
after
it
they
like
set
these
out, an
youngsters?
unexpected storm hit, and because of that, their brief trip turned into a long struggle against wind
Oh
and
no.
waves.
Oh,
But that
no.
storm wasn't the only problem. Their small 23-foot boat was not built for prolonged exposure to open ocean conditions. So during the
Why is
storm,
it
the
always
engine
small
got
boats?
damaged, and most
Yep.
portable electronics stopped working. With no anchor, sails, or running lights, the boat began to drift. At first, Alvarenga managed to contact his employer using a two-way radio, and a search effort was launched, but poor
Yeah, they're gonna
visibility and
die.
rough conditions limited the
sure.
response. Eventually, after 2 days, the search was called off.
Let me just,
From that point on, the two men were
Fucking
alone
Roomba.
in the open Pacific with no clear
out of here,
direction
Roomba.
and no way to signal for help.
Oh, this is some
Initially,
Life of
people's
Pi type
rescue
shit,
would
but without
come
the
within
tiger.
Days, but days turned into
Yeah.
weeks,
Alright,
and
you're
weeks
going
turned
up
into
the-
months. Their food supply ran out
Into the
early.
bar you
To
go, not
survive,
up
they
the
began
stairs.
catching
Oh,
whatever they
no.
could: fish, seabirds,
Jellyfish.
jellyfish, and turtles, and eating
No,
every-
not the sea turtles. They're in
Leave the
danger.
turtles alone. They're trying to
Eat
there's not a
literally
lot of them
everything
out
but
there.
the sea turtles. I love sea
Everything
turtles.
raw. Fresh water became an even greater problem. They collected rainwater when possible, but when it didn't rain, they relied on extreme measures, including drinking their own urine or turtle blood to stay alive.
Oh my
After
god.
several months, the physical and mental strain
Oh my
There's
god.
the
to take a
boat.
toll. Around 4 months into the drift, Ezekiel became severely ill from eating raw food, and he stopped eating entirely.
Oh
Despite
no.
Alvarenga's efforts to keep him alive, Ezekiel eventually died from starvation. Alvarenga
Oh.
was left alone. For days, he remained with the body, speaking to it as a way to cope with
Oh
isolation.
no.
Oh,
Eventually,
no.
he made the decision to let it go and
Why does this
continue
remind me
drifting
of Pi?
alone. But soon he lost track of time. He began tracking it by counting lunar cycles, using the phases of the moon to estimate how long he had been at sea. He also continued trying to signal passing ships, shouting and waving, but none were close enough to see him. After more than a year drifting across the Pacific,
You're fucking kidding
something
me.
finally changed.
How-
He spotted land. A small
How did he spend a whole year with barely any fresh water or cooked food?
You can eat raw fish.
I mean, yeah, obviously. Okay, yeah,
He
you have
might
a point
not
for
have
that.
eaten just raw fish.
Yeah, but there's barely any fresh water. That is
He
some
could have
life.
made a steel. I'm a solar still.
Yeah, but damn, that is basically just R-rated Life of Pi, but instead of a tiger, it's another human being, and that human being fucking dies.
And
island
you
appeared in the
might be
distance, and with
doing
no guarantee of
ca-
survival if he stayed on the boat, he
Cannibalism
abandoned it
for
and swam ashore.
to the to the
The
body.
island was part
I
of the
don't think he
Marshall
wanted
Islands.
to do that.
So finally, on January
No.
30th, 2014,
He was on an island?
138 days
Oh
at
my
sea,
god.
Alvarenga was discovered by
He
a
could have been
local
on
couple.
that island
He
getting
was
coconuts.
severely weakened, disoriented, and physically altered by the ordeal, but alive. Alvarenga was taken for medical treatment and stabilized over the following days. Against all odds, he had survived one of the longest recorded drift survival cases in modern history. As
Oh
you can
my
imagine,
God.
that experience left lasting effects. After returning home, Alvarenga struggled with sleep and developed a fear of water. A lasting
Understandable.
reminder of the time he spent
Very
alone,
understandable.
drifting across the open ocean. Levels
Rest in peace, Ezekiel. He's probably still out there in the water.
Or in the boat.
No, he said. I think it said that he had to toss him off the boat.
Oh.
I don't know if he was decomposing or he didn't want the temptation of cannibalism, but yeah,
Eh.
obviously he let him go.
Yeah.
Rest in peace,
But he did
Ezekiel.
say he talked to the body, so he could have.
Yeah, it was probably decomposing then.
For sure.
Yeah.
Horrific rescue.
Oh
In
no.
2025,
Yep, here we go.
a disturbing video began circulating.
This is where
online.
this
It showed
iceberg
two
gets
people
completely
carrying a
fucked.
half-eaten skeleton from the ocean.
Oh
First,
my
it
god.
looked like the remains of a
A
fish,
skeleton?
but when the men dropped it
That's
on the
not a
beach,
fish.
the
That's not a
human's
fish.
back became visible.
That's not a
Now,
fish.
some viewers speculated that he might have been.
Oh
attacked.
my god.
Downstairs.
Oh my god. That was blurred, and I can still tell that was a human skeleton.
They have to go and blur some things like that. They got to.
I know. What I'm saying is it was blurred,
Hey,
and I
hands
can
off the
still
merchandise.
tell it was a human skeleton. That's how clear it
For
was.
sure, yes. Yeah. Oh.
Sharks,
God.
others believed that the body
Ugh.
might have drowned before being scavenged by sea predators. Until now, who
He
the
probably
victim
didn't
was and the
want his
circumstances
friend to
surrounding
suffer
the
despite
attack
him being already
remain a
gone.
mystery.
Uh,
Now, obviously, we can't show this whole video
Oh,
on
no
Yeah.
shit, Sherlock.
We have a strong style.
No
If you
shit,
wanna see
Sherlock.
This video uncensored.
I hate
Well, head on over to our Patreon.
How about now?
Tom
No.
and Jackie Hawks. Thomas Hawks worked to retire early and live on a yacht with his wife,
Oh,
Jackie.
they have.
And
Oh,
that
the poor
dream came
baby.
true. Together,
Oh,
they bought
no.
a 55-foot yacht
Poor
named
baby.
Well Deserved. But their joy was soon cut short. For
Oh,
2
no.
years, Thomas and Jackie sailed across the Pacific Ocean and the Gulf of California, until their son shared that he was expecting their first grandchild. And that
Oh.
changed everything. The couple
Uh,
decided they were done with life at sea. They wanted to stay closer to home and help raise the baby. So they invited friends and family over for one last farewell and to put Well Deserved up for sale. In November 2004,
Oh, no.
a man named Skylar De Leon responded to their ad. The couple was skeptical at first,
Oh,
but when he showed
no.
up with his pregnant wife Jennifer, they let their
Oh,
guard down.
no.
oh god.
The Hawks headed out to the harbor with De Leon for what was supposed
This
to
is gonna be
a final
fucked,
test
isn't
drive.
it?
That
For
evening,
sure.
the yacht came back.
The boat's gonna
Thomas and
capsize,
Jackie
isn't it?
didn't. When
No, the
all
boat
attempts
came
to
back
reach them
without them.
failed, their son reported them missing.
Oh.
Police soon questioned De Leon.
It was those two. They fucking killed them, didn't they?
Yep.
Oh.
Or
Presented
the,
proof of purchase documents.
Oh.
He claimed the Hawks had left in their car with the cash and that he hadn't seen them since. When asked how he could afford the yacht while living in a detached garage behind his in-laws' home, De Leon said the money came from a drug deal. Clearly a very intelligent criminal we're dealing with.
Yeah, they
With no clear
killed him.
evidence against him, police had little reason to hold
Hey,
him,
hands off the merchandise.
but then something changed. De Leon contacted his probation officer and asked for permission to leave the
Probation?
country.
Probate.
Around
Oh
the
my
same
god.
time, there was an attempt to access
And
the
you had a
Hawks'
son.
bank account, and the bank's surveillance was their first break in the investigation. De Leon and his wife were eventually caught on camera trying to withdraw the Hawks' money, and both were quickly
Oh.
arrested for money laundering. When authorities searched their residence, they found Tom and Jackie's video camera, Jackie's laptop, and the couple's phone batteries. As pressure mounted, De Leon named Alonzo
course, it's
McCain
the two
as a
unknown
witness to the
people
purchase,
who
but that
went to
decision
something like that and
backfired.
go back.
Instead of backing his story, McCain confessed. He told police that De Leon had arranged the test drive as a setup, and that morning he brought in another
What
man,
the fuck
John
is that-
Fitzgerald Kennedy,
What
to
the
help
fuck is
carry
that
out the
goatee?
plan. Once they were out at sea, De
Someone
Leon
grew
and Kennedy
a beard
forced the
that
Hawks
grew
below
a beard
deck. They
and
were
they
forced to sign
trim it
over the yacht,
for that
but of
goatee.
course it didn't end there. Afterward, they bound Thomas and Jackie with a 60-pound anchor. Despite Jackie's screams and pleas, De Leon threw it overboard while Kennedy pushed
Really?
them in after it. Skylar De Leon was later convicted of 2 counts of and sentenced to death.
That.
John
There we go.
Fitzgerald Kennedy also received the death penalty.
There we
Jennifer
go.
Henderson was sentenced to life in prison without parole for her role in the crime. Along
Nah, I think she can get the death penalty after she gives birth.
She was pregnant during that.
I know. So, yeah, after she gives birth, then the death penalty. Like, have you ever seen the first episode of Raising Hope? That.
Oh. But I've never seen that, so I have heard a story like that, and they,
Yeah, Raising Hope's a
they
hilarious show.
at least let the mother give the baby a name, and then...
Yeah.
the key witness was sentenced to 20 years and 4 months in prison, but he was released on parole in 2021. In the end, despite all efforts, Thomas and Jackie Hawk's bodies were never found.
Oh my god.
MV Arwen disaster. It started as a
Rest in
routine
peace. Yep,
voyage across
I
the
agree.
Black
Rest in
Sea.
peace to those two.
This ship was never built
Oh
for the
no.
conditions
Oh
it was
no.
about
I
to
know.
face. The MV
You know that
Arwen's
vessel?
Yep. I know that vessel. I've seen this video
set
before.
off on a scheduled short sea voyage across
I
the
hate
Black
these
Sea,
fucking
carrying
long
nearly
ass, thin ass
2,900
vessels.
tons of urea fertilizer from
They
Georgia
remind
to
me of
Bulgaria.
crab boats.
By the third day, weather conditions had worsened significantly.
And it's even worse on the frickin' boats that they use on the Great Lakes, like the Edmund Fitzgerald. Oh, you never heard the Edmund Fitzgerald? Yeah, they made a whole song out of it. Yeah, it's a pretty... Yeah, no one lived to tell the tale. We don't know exactly what happened, but it apparently exploded in two, and yeah. Just
I thought that was the Titanic you were talking about.
No,
Oh.
no.
I might have heard about it, but I'm not a person who lives near the coast, so
Yeah. That these long, skinny ships, they're just
again.
not it.
But unbeknownst to the crew, the ship was on its last legs.
Yep.
The vessel pushed back into
Yep.
open water. Heavy waves
You're about to
and
see what
strong winds
happens
began placing stress on the
when these
already
types of
weakened
freaking
structure.
ships
By late morning, the captain
go on
ordered
waves.
increased engine power to maintain
Do you already see something
control,
wrong with that?
but it wasn't enough to avert the disaster that was about to unfold. Around noon, without any warning, the MV Arven
There we go.
broke in half at the center.
It
There was
snapped.
no time to stabilize.
yeah,
Water
just like the
rushed in
Titanic.
immediately as both sections
Oh no, the
began
Titanic snapped because it was going underwater, like the whole weight of
Yeah,
it.
but I know what you. Yeah, but it's still
Yeah, this
snapped.
this
that
snapped
just went over a
because
wave, and the stress of it snapped it as well.
yeah, this is a V break right here, right here. This is how V
Yeah,
breaks
right in the
happen
middle.
with waves. If people legitimately believe in the V break theory with the Titanic, please go seek help, because it's not physically possible.
to separate
Yeah,
and sink.
it's just
The
I
captain issued a distress
kind of
call and ordered the
referenced
crew to
that
abandon
because
ship.
this
Wearing
snap of
immersion
the
suits,
boat-
most of the crew rushed to the upper deck. Not everyone made it in time. The captain and first officer were separated from the others as the situation deteriorated. As the ship tilted sharply,
Oh,
the deck became
no.
unstable. Crew members
You
began
can see
losing
it
their
going
footing
up
and
and
slipping
down,
directly
up
into
and
the
down.
freezing
It's like
water,
still
while others
foraging,
tried
but
to hold on to
it's
anything
probably
they
getting
could.
water.
Within minutes,
Soon that
the
will go
evacuation turned into a
meow.
disaster itself. A small group managed to board a life raft, but others were left in the sea, clinging to debris as waves pushed them apart. The force of the water
At least
made it
there
nearly
were rescue
impossible to
boats.
regroup.
Yep.
And at that point, survival came down to endurance. By the time rescue teams arrived, damage was already done. 3 crew members
Yep.
had died, 6 were pulled from the water alive, and 3 others were never found. Following the incident, investigators uncovered something far more critical. The MV Arven had originally been designed as a lake and river freighter meant for
Why
Oh
did
my
you take it
God.
out into the
Despite this,
ocean?
it had been sold
Budget cuts, most likely. Yeah, most likely budget cuts.
Or for final forage,
Always,
take it to the ocean.
yeah, but always remember, corporations do not care about your lives. Of course, they're going to send an old, cheap-ass ship that was not made for the sea for this
And
type of
take it
job.
out for its final forage to go and die.
Yeah, you could say that. But hey, six people surviving is actually a surprising amount. When it comes to like these Great Lake freighters or something like that, like Edmund Fitzgerald and I forgot the other ones.
Evergreens.
Well, not the Evergreen. The Evergreen was a lot bigger than those ships. But yeah, barely
Well,
anyone survives
they're
those Great Lake
riverboats
ships.
for a reason.
Oh yeah. Actually, I think Evergreen's for the ocean. It just got stuck in a river,
Some
ironically.
of them are. Some of them are for the Nile.
Now, the Titanic
like that
snapped
one.
thanks to pressure caused by the flooding along with the unfortunate acts of gravity. Yep. Yeah, that sounds just about right. Holt Knights, I do not know who you are. I have mixed feelings about that question, but I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta gain trust and know people who are part of the group.
Yeah.
And sent on open sea routes where conditions were far more dangerous. Over time, the vessel had begun to show serious signs of deterioration. And on
Clearly.
top of that, in 2020, port officials had inspected the ship and recommended that it be scrapped due to severe deck corrosion and leaking covers.
I literally just said, corporations do not care about your lives. Because...
Especially how old the vessel is, too.
Yep. The corporations hurt...
Why did they just retire the boat and get a museum?
Because that would have been too expensive. That would have been too
Or they
expensive.
could get money from it because how old it is.
That recommendation was ignored, and the ship remained in service. As of now, the MV Arvin is no longer in service. It's now
Obviously.
considered a wreck on the seabed.
Obviously, look at that. It's going down right there.
Level 7.
Yeah, it's like the two halves of it, like where the split is going like.
On February 6, 2014, 5 Finnish divers entered the Plura cave system in Norway.
Oh
Their goal was to
no.
explore.
I already fucking hate cave diving. Underwater cave diving? Not only is that a hell no, it's hard to feel bad for people who do this.
It's like that one story of the soccer team getting stuck down there, and they had to go and get rescue.
A whole ass
divers.
soccer team got stuck in.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit! Damn.
The full
Because they
underwater
were cave
route
exploring
and
and then
exit through the
water came in.
Steinugla-Floget cave.
Huh.
Somehow, their 5-hour dive stretched into nearly half a day underwater. Now, at first,
Oh my God.
everything went as planned. The first 2 divers, Patrick Gronqvist and Jari Hjotarinen, cut a triangular hole through the ice at Plura before entering the freezing water.
It's under the ice too.
Ice?
It's
That's
under
even
ice.
worse.
I want to feel bad
The
for
plan
what's
was for
about
the
to happen
remaining
most
3
likely,
divers
but I
to follow
can't.
after the silt
I literally
from the
can't.
entry had settled.
Underwater
Visibility
cave
would be
diving
safer.
in the freezing
About an hour
cold
into the
water,
dive,
literally
Gronqvist
ice cold
Oh,
water.
yeah.
that Hjotarinen
Yeah.
was no longer behind him.
Cave
He turned back and
exploration is
found
not fun,
Hjotarinen caught
especially
on
when you're
piece
near a
of
riverfront.
No, not the
equipment.
horizontal
He
cave,
was
yep.
panicking. Now
What?
that depth,
Oh.
I hate
stress
caves,
and
they're
fast
so dark.
breathing
I know.
are dangerous.
Well,
You
I've
can
been
easily
in a
get
cave
stuck.
before, but that was when I was in the mountains.
Yeah, the only cave I'd ever trust is this nearby cave called Colossal Cave. Obviously, you
I
can.
went to
you can-
check into nope, that's not the name of the cave.
Huh. Obviously,
It
Colossal
was a-
Cave I
it-
trust because it's colossal.
Yeah, if I recall, it was like a mining one, and you can still find remnants of mining tools and a whole bunch of other stuff. I actually had to hold a flashlight to go and point out a ladder that got stuck
Damn.
in there. And it was like one of those old ladders too during the gold rush.
Oh, well, they probably left that equipment all there for a reason. Probably in a hurry for something.
The cave entrances that we went through were made. They had to actually go straight down from from the top down.
Huh. Oh, what do you know?
Tycho know this? That was the name of the cave.
Huh. Sounds
To calm the
familiar.
situation, Grunqvist
Second
gave
is
him a
this
gas
caves?
cylinder to help stabilize
I
his
think I might
breathing.
have heard of it
But
before.
during the switch,
Well,
Hutarinen panicked and
you also
accidentally
need to have a
choked on
slight
the
Utah
silt-ridden
accent and
water.
how to pronounce
That
Utah
sent him into a
names.
frenzy as he
Oh,
struggled
no.
to breathe, and despite Grunkvist's efforts, Hutarinen died right in front of him. Grunkvist
Oh,
attempted to
no.
recover the body, but the conditions made it
Is that actually...
impossible.
Oh, wait, no, I think he's still
Continuing
alive.
to stay there would have put
At least
him
in this
at risk
footage.
as well.
Well,
After
it
a
said
short
2 of
struggle,
the
he
divers
made the difficult
died.
decision to leave and
One diver
continue towards
so far has died.
Dagnuberfjordet.
Already.
two.
Time at around 110 meters
They say
depth,
2? I
came
don't
with
even
a
know.
heavy cost. He would now need hours of decompression stops before he could safely resurface. Meanwhile, the second group of divers entered the same section of the cave.
Oh, no.
Body was still there, and it became a serious obstacle.
Oh,
Each
no.
diver now had to make a critical decision to either turn back or continue forward. The first to arrive was Vesarantanen. After the shock of seeing his teammate's body, he chose to continue. But it still took him extra time to pass the area,
So it's
increasing his decompression requirements even further.
Oh.
The next diver, Jari Usamaki, reacted differently. Seeing the
Why
body
the fuck is that like a German, like a I can't remember what their nationality is, but it literally sounds like Uzumaki, like as in Naruto.
Well, the U's with the 2 dots are usually Russian.
Either that or like Scandinavian or
Or
Swedish.
Ukraine. It depends on.
Or Swedish.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I usually think of British, not no, German or Russian or any.
Well, it's definitely something from that area.
caused him to panic. He began breathing too fast,
Oh, yeah.
which worsened his condition underwater.
Oh no.
Oh,
He too
no.
later died during the dive due to
I know
shortness
it.
of breath.
Yep,
By
2,
this
2.
point,
I was
Rantanen
correct.
was
It was
also
2.
running low on oxygen and had to begin his ascent 80 minutes earlier than planned. The final diver, Kai Kankanen, made a different choice entirely. He turned back, but since there were 2 entry points and he couldn't go back the way he'd come, he began the 11-hour swim to the second. When the dive was over, only 3 of the 5 original divers survived, all suffering
3 of
from
the
severe
5?
decompression
Yep.
sickness.
So
After the
2 of them
incident,
died.
Norwegian authorities
Yep.
closed the Plura cave to diving. But the story doesn't end there.
Okay, so I was
All
correct.
Oh, no.
It was
survivors,
just in a
along with
different
a larger
the order
recovery
was
team of
incorrect. Okay.
24 people later returned to retrieve the bodies because their community believed that no one should be left behind. However,
Oh.
they did not have official
Oh.
permission to re-enter the cave, so they carried out the recovery dive in secret. After 100
Oh my god. Why the fuck would you do that?
Well, at least to retrieve them, that would be nice to help with the families.
Well, the thing is, they're probably gonna be unprepared. I mean, their bodies.
Yeah, and in secret, that was also stupid too.
I want to say that the cold would preserve their bodies, but yeah, water microbes are probably gonna to say
It
otherwise.
depends if fire microbes even can survive in cold temperatures.
Huh. I don't know, but there's a chance that those bodies are heavily decomposed. Probably fall.
Well, it said they they had to didn't take them that long.
Huh.
I don't know. I don't know.
My god.
Just continue.
In
I'm
1
already lost my
hours of
train of thought.
combined diving
Yeah.
operations, they successfully recovered the bodies of Jari Huantarinen and Jari Usamaki. The next day, the team reported everything to the
that
local
sounds
police.
Japanese.
Surprisingly,
Yeah.
Norwegian authorities
That's why I said
chose not to
Uzumaki
press charges.
as Naruto's name.
Instead, Patrick
Yeah.
Cronqvist was later awarded the first-class medal of the White Rose of Finland.
Wow.
Oh, they're Finnish. They're Finnish. Okay,
Oh,
that explains
Finland.
it. Yeah, they're from Finland. Yeah.
El Faro.
Finland.
And
On September
as a
30th,
Mexican, I can already tell
the
this is gonna be
cargo ship El
fucked.
Faro departed Jacksonville, Florida, bound for San Juan, Puerto Rico. During its journey, it changed course to avoid a storm, only to sail straight.
Yep, there we go.
Containers.
There we
A
go.
40-year-old cargo vessel operated
There we
by
go.
Tote Maritime. On board were 33 crew members. Before departure, weather forecasts already showed a tropical disturbance developing in the
Retrieval
Caribbean.
is definitely
It had not
hard in
yet
such
been
a cramped
classified
space.
as a
Exactly.
hurricane, but it was
Exactly.
strengthening
Yep.
rapidly.
Oh,
The storm
containers
would
can't
later
handle weather
become
like that,
Hurricane
especially
Joaquin.
when a
Despite the
hurricane's
warning
coming
signs, the
by.
ship set sail.
Yep.
And shortly after departure,
I have
the
seen a
National
shipping
Hurricane
container.
Oh
Center
my
began
God.
issuing
Video of
updated
it,
forecasts
listen,
showing that
all its
Joaquin
cargo
rapidly
off the boat.
intensified
Goodbye.
into a Category
here we
3
go.
hurricane.
Here we go.
Its projected path began shifting dangerously close to El Faro's route.
Here we go. We're gonna
The
watch
ship's
this fucking
captain,
ship
Michael
sink.
Davidson, was aware of the
Or
developing
lose
storm,
its
but
cargo
relied
and
heavily on the
some
vessel's
people.
onboard weather tracking system,
For sure.
which received updated meteorological data. However, the
That doesn't
system
mean
wasn't
go
as
straight through a
fast or
fucking
accurate
hurricane.
as official
Well,
Alright,
warnings
if
alright.
you're
from
trying to get to
National
the eye of the
Hurricane
storm,
Center.
you could.
While official advisories
You
were
need to
already
ride that
showing Joaquin
motherfucker, then.
strengthening and shifting
Well,
toward the
you
ship's route,
gotta
the BVS
to
still
survive, but
displayed old
Yeah, but
depends
storms are
if
surprisingly fast, though.
yeah.
There's probably not gonna be enough time for the ship to ride out the eye of the storm.
Yeah, it depends how strong it is, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright,
Alright,
we're
but-
gonna watch a
Less
ship
urgent
sink.
forecasts. This
Yeah, and then
created a
after this video, I
dangerous
might hop off
information
and
gap
go to
at
bed.
a critical
Yeah.
time.
Alright.
As the ship moved southeast, the situation worsened. Joaquin strengthened into a Category 4 hurricane with extreme winds and
Holy
massive
Caesar, that was
waves. At this point,
huge.
El Faro was still on course to pass
Oh,
near
it's
the
CG
storm's
now.
projected path.
Yep.
And instead of turning
Yep,
away
that's how you-
early,
yeah, that's
the
how you know
vessel
the ship's
continued
gone.
Forward, adjusting course gradually.
Or showing an
But
example.
Joaquin's track shifted again. The hurricane slowed
great.
and looped, placing El Faro
There we go.
directly in its path. By
Yep,
October 1st,
there we go.
the ship was sailing into worsening conditions and rapidly
Ta-da.
falling barometric pressure. The vessel began to list slightly as the waves
Oh, back to
intensified.
CG.
And shortly after, water entered the cargo hold through a damaged hatch, flooding the
There
lower
we go.
decks.
There we
This
go.
There
caused
goes
the
the
ship to
damaged
lose
piece of the
engine
ship.
power. Without power, El Faro could no longer steer away from the storm and began
Oh.
drifting straight into
Abandon
Hurricane
ship
Joaquin.
quickly, or
Waves
try
exceeding
your best to
30
get
feet
something
battered the
to
ship.
survive
Yep.
a
Wind speeds
hurricane
reached
during it.
over 100 knots. The vessel began taking on water
No-
faster than it could be
knots?
managed.
I thought
The
it was
last
Knox.
recorded communication
It's
came
it's knots, not knocks.
It depends on who it says it.
Yeah.
Hey, hands
from
off the
Captain Davidson, who stated that the ship had lost propulsion and was in severe distress. Shortly after, the Faro sank near the edge of the
I
Bahama
knew it.
Islands Trench.
Bye bye,
All
cargo.
33 crew
Bye
members
bye.
were lost.
There were only
A
3
massive
people
search
on
and
board?
rescue operation followed, involving U.S. Coast Guard and Navy
That's
assets.
pretty big fucking
Debris
ship
in
for such
sunken
a small
hull were later
crew.
located on the ocean floor
Well,
at a depth of around 15,000 feet.
15,000 feet?
Uh,
I'm sorry,
the-
I think that's deeper than the Titanic.
oh, you mean the?
That, holy shit, that thing's deeper than the Titanic.
Well, it's a big cargo ship.
Yeah. It's just, I didn't expect it to be so deep over there.
Well,
Titan.
There's
Oh,
no
no.
war, there's no war they're
Oh,
getting
no,
at.
not
Sea
Titan.
submersible
Yeah, there's no
named
way
Titan
they're getting
began
at the
No,
cargo
not
would
the
trap
Titan.
them.
direct
Oh,
at the
Titan.
RMS
Oh.
Titan in the
Titan?
North Atlantic Ocean.
The Titan
Five
submersible.
people, stocked in
Oh
North
no, the
Oh.
Titan submersible.
Oh no!
Oh
the Titan.
no.
Hamish Harding,
Oh,
Shahzada
no.
Dawood, his
Oh,
son Suleiman
no.
Dawood, and French diver Paul
Oh.
Henri Narjolet. The dive was operated by
I feel
Oh,
bad
the
for
Titan went and did a whole.
I feel
Like a-
bad for the kid in particular. That was his fucking birthday.
Ocean Gate Expeditions. The plan was to descend nearly 3,800 meters underwater to
That
view
thing
the
was
wreck site.
that thing was
Before the
not
mission, the
prepared.
Titan had already
That thing
raised
is made out of
No,
freaking
no.
fiberglass.
deep-sea engineering
That is not
challenges.
something
Unlike
you
traditional
should be
deep
taking all
ocean
the way down
submersibles
there.
built to strict certification standards,
It's
Titan
I've
was
seen
constructed
the
with a
CG
carbon
version
fiber
of it,
hull
and it
designed
crushes
to
like
reduce
a
weight
water
and
bottle.
cost. However,
Yeah, in not
like a-
in not even like 1/10 of a second too. It's just
carbon fiber
gone.
behaves
Like somehow the
differently
pressure
under
did not
extreme pressure.
stabilize, and it
At
just went.
deep ocean depths,
well, yeah, it didn't stabilize. It imploded.
pressure is over
Yeah.
300 times greater than at the
Oh,
surface.
I heard
and
about that
carbon
on
can
Inside
suddenly
Edition.
weaken under repeated
Oh.
stress. Now, despite this, the mission proceeded. After launching from the support
No!
ship, Titan began descending toward the Titanic wreck. About 90 minutes into the dive,
Oh my god.
communication with the surface stopped. Moreover, the last messages received suggested everything was still functioning normally and no distress signal was received. When the sub failed to surface at its scheduled time, a search
Oh,
and
no.
rescue operation began.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that
US
one,
Coast
yeah.
Guard, Canadian authorities, and multiple private vessels
Canadian.
joined the effort.
Oh wow.
And over the next
Yep.
several days, sonar equipment scanned the seafloor in the search area.
I still remember seeing a video not too long ago of I can't remember who it was, but they heard the bang, and she was like, "What was that bang?" And she had like the most nervous smile, like not even like a oh my god they're dead, like type of smile or something like that. They're like
a smile of terror, but
Like-
trying to keep everything calm.
like
yeah,
a,
I know
it's more
what
like a
that
smile
face
of
is.
like denial, like they don't want to accept that right there was what happened.
Yeah, I know what that face is because I make it a lot when I see family dead, and I even had that face when my cat passed away a few months ago.
Yeah, sorry to hear about that.
It's fine. It's okay. I'm slightly over it, but it's still.
It still hurts. Yeah.
Yeah, it still hurts, but not as bad since I was the one who found it.
Yeah.
Found her.
Yeah.
We're going to go straight to breaking news concerning that search for a submersible. Big debris field was discovered within the search area by one of the rovers near the Titanic.
And it was found like
June 22nd,
not too far from
2023.
Titanic too.
Debris was discovered on the ocean floor near the Titanic wreck site. Shortly
There
after,
was.
officials confirmed
Oh,
the
there it
submersible had
is.
suffered a catastrophic implosion. This meant that instead
Yup.
of an explosion
Oh.
in which outward force pushes, the water pressure crushed the vessel inward in a fraction
Oh, inward?
of a
Oh,
second.
so it
All
okay. I
five
thought there was
people
the
on
one that would.
board were killed instantly. The wreckage was found scattered across the seabed, consistent with a sudden structural failure under extreme pressure. It remains one of the most widely discussed maritime tragedies in modern history.
And Stockton Rush was warned too,
Oh yeah.
and he
This
fucking
is why
fired
you
the guy that warned
experiment
him.
and test your freaking equipment before you do humans.
Yeah, unfortunately, Stockton Rush didn't care about safety protocols.
Nope.
Yeah, he was warned, and he ended up firing the guy that warned him.
Now these were tragedies
I
at the
thought,
world's
I thought he
deepest
would go
waters.
under.
But do you know what
going to get
happens at
arrested
its
for something
highest
like that.
peaks? We'll find out.
Even if they did survive, he would have definitely gotten arrested. That's all I'm gonna say.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, because that's ridiculous.
In the most disturbing mountain disasters.
Yeah, rest in
iceberg
peace, all those
now.
people on there.
Also, this
Mhm,
iceberg
especially the
has an
person who had their
exclusive and
birthday on that day.
uncensored level
Yep.
8 on our Patreon. There you can also get 24-hour early access to all of our uncensored videos. Links in the description.
Yep. Alright, that's the end of that video.
Yeah.
Alright, are you gonna head off?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright.
Catch you later. See you probably when we do episode 5. Wait, did you already do it?
Not just yet. We still gotta finish it. Hopefully,
Well-
hopefully soon.
Yeah. Also, stay tuned for the final episode of Batman Arkham Asylum on my channel.
Yep, that's right. Shout out to our channel. Alright.
Alright, bye, Tails.
Alright, I'll see you later.
Have a good night.
Good night. Alright, I'm probably gonna watch one more video. And then I'll head off. Okay. Okay, this is the same guy's channel. Maybe I should watch something from... Hang on a second. Alright, that's the same video. So I'm gonna go to his channel and see if there's another video that will probably look good. Okay, well, oh, this is a lot of fucked up things. Holy shit. I don't want it to be too long though. Holy shit, they're all like 15 minutes. Jesus Christ. My God, they're just 15 minutes at least. Alright, this one's like 39 minutes. I'll just go with that one. Most disturbing theme park incidents, Iceberg, Volume 2. Alright, looks like we're going to theme park then. Alright. Let's do this. Oh, I'm just now seeing these things. Oh no, it's the thing that got crunched. Yep.
These are not the stories theme parks put in their brochures. From sudden
Obviously.
malfunctions to riders being dropped 100 feet to the ground, these
Oh,
are the
no.
incidents that have left scars that will never
Oh
be
my God, I can already
Let's
recognize
begin
a few of
at the
them.
tip of the iceberg.
Yep, there we go.
Level 1.
Rest in peace, that guy
Magic
already.
Carpet Ride. On July 8th,
What?
2021,
This ride
during the
sounds
National
gay.
Cherry Festival in Traverse City, Michigan, a disaster occurred. The Magic Carpet Ride, which had been in operation, suddenly started to sway. The ride,
That
sometimes
does
called
not
the
look
Flying
like something that would be
Carpet,
called
had a
Magic
long
Carpet
swinging
Ride.
arm with a passenger platform
Oh,
which
yep,
was
there we go,
carpet.
there we go, there we
Arm
go,
swings
there we
the
go,
passenger
there we go.
platform back and forth,
There we go,
often
you're
going on
one.
a 360-degree loop.
Here we
On
go,
this
it's
day,
gonna fucking
it
collapse.
malfunctioned.
Fucking
The
shut
ride
it
moved, the
off,
whole
you dumb
construction started
shit.
swaying violently back and forth, looking as if it might tip over.
Shut it off, you
The
dumb
operator
shit.
quickly shut off the power and jumped clear of the controls, but this didn't stop it immediately. The ride's momentum kept it moving. Scared riders began screaming, and bystanders had to step in. 15 to 20 people rushed to the base of the ride. They grabbed on to the fencing and guardrails using their
Oh,
collective
that's
weight to
smart. That's
stabilize the
smart.
swaying
That's
ride
smart.
until it came to a complete stop. Once the motion died down, the safety restraints didn't release until staff manually unlocked the harnesses to help riders off one by one.
That is definitely a lot more
No
than 20
injuries
people.
were reported, and the ride was dismantled the next morning and sent back to its manufacturer for inspection.
That's
Monorail fire.
definitely
Disney.
the...
On June 20.
Oh, that's for fucking Disney right there. You know this is gonna be bad. But yeah, that's definitely what you should do. Immediately dismantle that thing. That thing's already served its purpose. It's already time for it to go.
1985. Monorail
85.
Silver arrived at the Epcot Center station with a flat tire. Before the next trip, staff replaced the flat tire with a backup, but a few minutes into the following journey, the backup tire also went flat, and this time, the passengers weren't so lucky. With no tire to separate them, the metal wheel rim started scraping the concrete beam. And this friction caused the sparks to ignite before setting the torn tire on fire. Smoke spread to the bottom of the car,
Holy
and
shit.
passengers began to panic. The monorail operates on an elevated beamway with no ground level exit, so evacuation was extremely difficult. To make matters worse, there were no onboard fire detection systems, emergency exits, or even evacuation plans. Guests were trapped 30 feet above the ground as smoke filled the vehicle. The pilot radioed for help, but the longer they took, the slimmer their chances of coming out alive. 2 brave passengers decided to take matters into their own hands. They kicked out the windows, then forced open the door to reach a hatch leading to the roof. On the roof, they helped everyone in the silver car get out, pulled people out of the other vehicles, and slid down the front onto the track. Luckily, no one died. But 7 passengers were hospitalized due to smoke inhalation, while others had minor injuries that were treated at the scene. The last car
one
was
job
completely
in
burned,
one job,
and the second
Disney.
to last car was damaged. Since then, new fire safety measures have been added, and monorail
Okay,
tires
let me
are
just,
inflated with inert nitrogen
Fucking
to
Roomba.
reduce fire risk. Astronaut training. In Russia, a man was spinning 2 children on a 360 degree
no.
swing when it suddenly began to spin uncontrollably.
Oh
First,
no.
it seemed normal as the ride accelerated to achieve full rotation, but it quickly turned terrifying when it wouldn't stop. Their laughter turned into terrifying
Is there no
screams.
brake on
The
that
ride kept
thing?
accelerating, spinning faster and faster as onlookers screamed for the operator to shut it down. Nothing worked. The rapid rotation
Oh
made it
no,
look
rest
like
in peace, those
astronauts
kids.
going through high-G training, very chaotic and horrifying. After several minutes and many failed attempts, operators eventually cut the power wires.
I was
to
lucky they
bring the
survived,
ride to a
yep.
gradual stop. When the children were finally escorted away, doctors were on standby, but fortunately, they were unharmed.
Holy shit, the kids survived.
The Ninja, Six Flags Mountain.
And
The Ninja
Six
roller
Flags.
coaster at Six Flags Magic Mountain
Yeah, you already know this is gonna end in a death. Fucking Six Flags.
was famous
This
for the
is
way it
going to
leaned
end in
in and
at
out of the
least
park
one
trees.
person dying.
Perched over wooden terrain, it earned the nickname the Black Belt of roller coasters. Its suspended design allowed the cars to glide beneath
It
the track,
looks
swinging
like-
gracefully from side to side like a ninja slicing through the air, but not
It
on
looks
this scale.
like an average
July
roller
7th,
coaster. I'm
2014,
sorry.
Around 6 p.m., passengers were riding the Ninja coaster when a train struck a tree branch that had fallen onto the track. The force
Oh,
caused
no.
the first car to derail, leaving it dangling from the track. The coaster stopped abruptly with 22 passengers trapped 40 feet above ground. Park staff called emergency services, but when firefighters arrived, the wooden terrain around
Poor
the track
kids,
made
yeah. I
access
think you're talking about the previous
Rescuers had to use aerial
entry.
ladders
That's the
and
case
special
then, yeah,
equipment to
poor
reach
kids.
the stranded passengers hanging
Good
beneath
they
the track.
came out unharmed though.
Firefighters carefully climbed up and helped each rider out of their harness one at a time, guiding them down ladders or lifting them down with safety gear. The mood was tense. A single mistake could shake the derailed train and put passengers at further risk. After 3 long hours of work,
I'm gonna
all
turn up the
22
volume a bit.
passengers were safely evacuated. 4 people sustained minor injuries. The Ninja roller coaster was closed permanently in November 2015.
Yeah, I'm
Level
actually
2,
surprised no one died.
Skyway, Disney World.
And another Disney
On February
one.
14th, 1999, 65-year-old part-time custodian Raymond Barlow was cleaning one of the Skyway platforms about an hour after the
shit.
park opened.
This is
Unaware
gonna
that
be
he was
bad.
there, other employees started up the Skyway system for the day. They didn't know it yet, but this decision would prove fatal. Startled by the
Yep,
fast
I knew
approaching
it.
gondola, Raymond grasped onto it and tried to climb inside.
Oh my god, look at that. It's old Tomorrowland. Shit, I fucking miss Tomorrowland.
It didn't work. He slipped and fell 40 feet below, hitting a tree on the way down before landing on a flower bed. He was pronounced dead shortly after. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration
it.
ruled that the area where Raymond Barlow had been working violated federal safety codes. Disney was fined $4,500, and the Skyway ride, which had already been scheduled for closure, was permanently closed in November of that year.
Yep.
Atmosphere.
It's always the staff.
The Atmosphere ride at Oaks Amusement Park in Portland is a giant
that was my
swinging
ear, yep.
pendulum that builds momentum until it
Yep,
flips riders
pretty
upside
much.
down in a full 360-degree loop. At least, that's what's supposed to happen.
Oh, this is gonna be
June 14th,
fucked.
2023, the Atmosphere had been operating manually when it suddenly stopped mid-air. A mechanical fault had triggered the ride's emergency safety system, freezing the pendulum right as it reached the top of its arc.
Oh
As it
my
stopped at
god.
the worst possible moment, riders were left dangling upside down 100 feet above the ground. Although the over-the-shoulder harnesses held all 25 riders securely in place, the inverted position left some riders feeling dizzy and nauseous.
Yeah, that
Safety system
sounds
had
about
done
right.
its job correctly, but it also meant the pendulum had to be carefully reset before it could move again. Operators and emergency crews could not simply release the riders manually while the gondola was stuck mid-air. Riders were stuck upside down for 30 long minutes. Engineers and operators carefully reset the system and restored power to the motors, allowing the pendulum to...
Hang on a second.
Much better.
The fuck out of here. Here.
Ow. Okay, let me just
There. You're going to Roomba jail right here. Alright.
slowly rotate back under control. Once the gondola was lowered, staff and paramedics helped riders out of their seats one by one. Everyone walked away, shaken but safe. The atmosphere was
Thank
shut
goodness.
down for a year before reopening in June 2024, but its full 360-degree rotation remains suspended to this day. The Voyage.
I would not trust that ride
On
anymore.
June 4th, 2021, 47-year-old Dawn Yankovic and her 17-year-old son, Gunnar Merker, lined up at the station ready to board a wooden roller coaster called The Voyage. Up to
I'm
then,
sorry, a what roller coaster? Did you say a wooden roller coaster? Alright, we already know this is going to end horribly.
The day at Holiday World and Splash and Safari in Indiana had been just
Because
what the
wooden
mother
roller
and son were
coasters
looking
definitely
for.
don't last
People
long.
took their seats, ready for more fun, but this ride would turn out to be their last. The ride
Oh,
lasted
shit.
2 minutes and 45 seconds, but when it returned to the station, Dawn had lost consciousness. First responders arrived within minutes and performed first aid, but she was completely unresponsive. She was transported to Memorial Hospital in Jasper, Indiana, where doctors tried desperately to save her life. Tragically, she was pronounced dead later that night. Although the roller coaster had operated as intended without malfunction, the Voyage was shut down for a day to conduct safety inspections. Later in July, the coroner's report stated that the cause of her death was exsanguination due to an evolution of the right internal thoracic artery. In other words, the physical forces exerted during the ride caused a critical artery to tear, resulting in severe internal bleeding. There was no design defect or malfunction of the Voyage. Her death was officially ruled an accident, and the Voyage remains open.
Oh shit.
Monorail Purple, Disney World.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still horrible as she died, but I mean, it was technically natural causes, I guess. I don't know. Depends on how well maintained they are. Yeah, they said wooden. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a lot harder to maintain wooden roller coasters than metal, because metal you can actually just shape those parts from manufacturing shit like that. Like wood, it has to be cut perfectly, and if you fuck up, you're gonna have to do it all over again.
July 5th, 2009, around 2 a.m., while most of the park was closed, the Disney World monorail's coral, pink,
Of
and
course
purple
it's
cars
Disney
were
World again.
transporting the final guests from the resort to their hotels. When Monorail Pink was ready to head back to the maintenance bay, it had to switch from the Epcot line to the Magic Kingdom Express line, but something went wrong. At a crucial moment, the operator became distracted and failed to complete...
Hey, it's Splash Mountain. Rest in peace, Splash Mountain. God, fucking hate that Disney had to shut that down for wherever the hell they have now. Listen, Song of the South was not that racist. Holy shit. Freaking movie was actually pretty anti-racist.
the switch correctly. Monorail Purple was supposed to pull into the station, then switch beams to avoid a head-on collision, but it was mistakenly routed
Which, yeah, fun fact, if you didn't know, Splash Mountain was from Song of the South.
to the same track as Monorail Pink. Because monorails travel at relatively high speeds and visibility is limited from inside the cab, the pilot of Purple, Austin Runenberg, had little time to react. Despite hitting the emergency brake, his train collided head-on with Pink.
Oh,
The
God.
impact crushed the cab of Monorail Purple, and its 21-year-old pilot lost his life. The other pilot and guests sustained minor injuries. In the aftermath, Disney temporarily shut down the monorail system, retrained staff, and later introduced automated safety systems to prevent reoccurrence of similar collisions. Since Monorail Purple and Pink were damaged beyond repair, Disney introduced a Monorail
They're
Teal.
beyond
made
all
from
repair. All they had to do is just replace those two cabs, and that's it.
the salvageable parts of both trains. Alright, let's hit pause on that for just a moment, as I want to give a massive shout out to this video sponsor, Private Internet Access VPN. Honestly, in this day and age, using the internet without a VPN is extremely risky. It would be like walking into a battlefield with no armor. Can't snoop on what I'm doing. That's a lifesaver when I'm using convenient. But my favorite part, the private internet access is free.
Oh my God, fucking ads.
Money-back guarantee and 24/7 customer support.
I know it's their sponsors, but come on.
Thank you, Private Internet Access. Now, where were we? Let's get back to it. Level 3, Flying Chair. In January 2023, a tourist was swinging on a high-altitude cliff swing in Ling'an Mountain scenic area, Ningbo, China. At the end of the first swing, part of the catching rope of the flying chair detached and began trailing dangerously behind the rider's seat. Bystanders screamed and the rider held on for dear life. In a few seconds, the chair kept swinging, and with each trip came the risk of falling off the chair. During the swing, the rider's leg collided with the frame steel pipe at speed, and a terrifying crash on his way down.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Back up, he crashed into the frame. Luckily, he did not fall off the ride and was escorted safely from the chair. The ride was suspended immediately and taken out of service for inspection and repair. The rider broke his leg and ultimately required surgery, but he survived.
Oh, well, never mind then.
In July 2024, during the annual Chestival Fair at the University of Chester, what was intended as a fairground attraction quickly turned into a nightmare. The Superstar ride works by swinging riders high. You
watched the new season of Devil May Cry on Netflix? I haven't. I haven't even watched the first season.
Riders began to scream from the thrill when a panel suddenly detached from the fast-moving ride.
Oh my God!
Into the midst of bystanders who were watching. The impact.
Oh my God, that was so sudden.
Glass flying in all directions. The broken piece of panel struck a 19-year-old student, Caitlin Colclough, who was immediately rushed to the hospital. The emergency stop was activated and the ride slowly came to a halt. The safety restraints stayed locked until passengers were manually released and escorted off safely. At the Countess of Chester Hospital, Caitlin was treated for concussion, whiplash, blurred vision, and dizziness. Luckily, a CT scan revealed no serious internal damage. The Superstar ride was immediately shut down and dismantled pending final investigations.
Wait, that was a panel. That was a panel that I just saw. I thought that was a person that just died.
In 2017, at the Central Carolina Fair in Greensboro, North Carolina, a Ferris wheel was in motion when one of its gondolas began
Thank goodness it was just a panel.
Out of position. Each gondola on a Ferris wheel is designed to swing freely but remain upright using gravity and a secure locking mechanism that holds it to the wheel's frame. But on this ride, the locking mechanism that kept the gondola level failed. This caused the car to tilt outwards drastically. Since there were no seatbelt or restraining bars strong enough to hold them in place, the boys slid out through the opening.
Oh no.
They began panicking, and a carnival worker risked his life to help. The employee, Albert Irwin, climbed up the Ferris wheel to manually adjust the gondola and free the boys. But during his rescue attempt, the car suddenly swung back into place, causing him to lose his balance. He fell, hitting several cars on the way down before crashing to the ground. Luckily, he survived with only a broken finger and a few minor cuts.
Oh my
goodness. Were escorted
goodness.
safely to their mothers. Shockingly, the Ferris wheel was deemed safe after investigation and returned to operation the following day.
Well, as staff member, though, you're the goats. You're the goat. risked your life to save those boys, and you end up getting injured in the process. But hey, you got them safe. That's a W right there.
Green Mountain Park. On Wednesday evening, July 31st, 2025, at Green Mountain Park in Taif, Saudi Arabia, a 360 big pendulum ride catastrophically failed while in operation.
Why is it always these
Riders were
damn
strapped in and
pendulum
screaming from the
fuck.
thrill. The brake caused
Sorry,
the gondola and support
I just had a
structure
brain
to
fart right there.
collapse.
Freaking
As the ride
pendulum
turned
right.
to make another 360-degree
Did it just
rotation,
collapse right there?
The central support column snapped in two,
Yeah, it
causing
did.
the passenger arm to crash to the ground, with the pendulum striking some of the riders.
Oh,
As
yeah,
it hit
there
the
you
floor,
go.
emergency services responded quickly, with local healthcare facilities declaring a code yellow, a mass casualty protocol. 23 people were injured, with 3 in critical condition. Luckily, no one died.
Holy
The Thai
shit,
government
no one
ordered
died.
the immediate shutdown of the park. The full investigation is ongoing.
A real G right there. Yeah,
Oceana
he
Water
was.
World.
It's
Oceana
always
Water
these
Park was the
damn
second
pendulum
phase of
rides
Leesburg's
that's always having
major
these
expansion.
accidents.
But what was meant to transform Gothenburg's Leesburg Park into a multi-season tourism hub soon turned deadly. As the opening date approached, the park was still not fully operational, and workers were running final tests on each attraction. On the morning of February 12, 2024, construction workers tested the fire alarm before...
This is the type of fucking place that anime characters go on their beach episode.
leaving it non-operational in test mode. Just a few hours later, smoke began to rise inside the massive structure. Diversion pipes under the Rattler...
If you know that one episode of Red vs. Blue, then you know. God damn it, Donut. How do you burn down a water park?
side had recently been welded by electrofusion. Unfortunately, the pipe had not fitted in properly, which led to overheating. The alarm, still in test mode, never sounded to warn workers. Everyone just went about their business. Although some could smell a burning pipe, no one knew where it came from. Within minutes,
Oh my
thick
god.
black smoke engulfed the site.
Yeah, that's
rising
black
high
smoke
above
too. That means
Gothenburg's
that
skyline.
smoke's toxic.
One of the workers immediately called the site manager, Patrick Gilholm, to inform him about the rising smoke. The line suddenly disconnected. In a split second, the 110 million euro project burst
Holy
into
shit.
flames. Fire
Burst
spread
into flame.
rapidly
It's
through the building,
exploding.
fueled by plastics, wood, and exposed
Bullshit.
construction
Burst into flames. It's
Inside,
exploding
confused
right
workers struggled
now.
to escape through the smoke-filled corridors. Fire crews rushed to the scene. It was then that the workers realized Patrick was nowhere to be found. He was still
Oh, no.
inside the building. As firefighters battled the blazing inferno, a rescue team entered the building in a desperate search for Patrick. They were guided into the tower where Patrick had been inspecting. Within a few minutes, thick black smoke began to
Damn,
fill
man,
the tower.
quit playing
They
with
had to
fire.
evacuate
Damn.
without finding Patrick.
Yeah, Donut kept on
Hours passed, but the
playing with
flames did
scented
not stop
candles
burning,
or
and
some shit like
Patrick
that.
remained missing. By 7 p.m., they contacted his family and informed them about the situation. The fire kept burning through the night. By February 13th, most of the poisonous smoke had subsided, so the rescue team made another risky entry into the wreckage. Inside, their worst fear was confirmed.
Oh no.
Patrick's lifeless body was found lying amidst the debris. What was supposed to be a place of laughter and happiness had turned into tragedy. The fire lasted 3 days before anyone could enter without the risk of debris falling on them. The Oceana will be rebuilt and reopened in 2026.
Oh, this year then.
Dipper crash. The Battlesea Fun Fair had opened in 1951.
Yeah, rest in peace, my
as
guy.
part of the
Rest in
Festival of
peace.
Britain, with the Big Dipper quickly becoming the most popular ride. However, by 1972, the ride had gone through numerous repairs and redesigns. The Big Dipper was no longer what
Yeah,
it used
this
to
one
be.
I think
It had
I
become
recognize.
a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, this one I
May 30th,
recognize.
1972, around 2:30 p.m., the Big Dipper loaded 30 passengers, laughing and ready to take the adventure.
Oh
of a
god, you're about to see how this
like
one
previous
ends.
trips, it started slowly, making its way up the first hill amidst creaking noise and the loud laughter of its passengers. But just before the first peak, something changed. The haulage rope snapped, and the train began hurtling backwards down the track. As the
Yep,
momentum
here we
built
go.
up, the brakemen desperately tried to pull the emergency brakes, but they failed to engage. Because the incline was steep, the train accelerated uncontrollably, making it impossible for operators to stop it manually. The first car derailed from the track as it made its way around a corner before plunging 15 feet below. The other two cars crashed into a stationary train and smashed into a wooden hoarding. Laughter quickly turned to screams of horror as some passengers were flung out. Some were hanging upside down over the railings,
Yeah,
and
that's
others lay helplessly on the floor.
some Final
The sudden
Destination
impact
type
injured
shit.
13 people, and 5 others tragically lost their lives. Shockingly, as emergency workers rushed to help, the fun fair continued as usual, with guests continuing to queue for other rides. But someone needed to be held accountable. A public investigation was carried out, and inspectors found that the ride had a total of 51 defects, 18 of them in the support of the structure. Among other issues, there were only 4 emergency brakes inside of 8, and even worse, only one of them was actually working.
Oh my
One of the
god.
engineers had even slipped while carrying out the investigation. It was now evident that the Big Dipper was a literal death trap. The Big Dipper was
It really
dismantled and
was.
replaced with a modern steel roller coaster known as the Cyclone. The Battlesea Fun Fair never went back to normal. Numbers kept decreasing until it eventually closed in 1974. Level 4.
Yep. Final
Ladybug
Destination type shit.
Adventureland. On August 30th, 2005, 18-year-old Stephen Gary would operate his last ride. It was 15 minutes to closing time, and Gary, who had been operating the Ladybug coaster since June, was alone at the controls. No passengers were aboard. Somehow, Stephen slipped onto the track and fell face down with his head and neck in the gap between the tracks. Before he could free himself, he was
shit.
struck by the first car on the kiddie ride, which was still connected to the rest of the train. About a dozen cars stopped just over his back. A visitor saw him and screamed for help. His colleagues rushed to pull him out, using a hoist to lift the heavy carts off him. At the scene, he was responsive and alert. As he was wheeled into the emergency room at Nassau University Medical Center in East Meadow, he reassured his mother, "Mummy, don't cry, I'll be all right." But a few hours later, he was pronounced dead. The Ladybug ride was temporarily closed, but the rest of the park remained open. However, a day later, tragedy struck again.
Damn,
Top
again?
Scan, Adventureland. The very next day, 45-year-old Barbara Brady was at Adventureland.
That's a
as part of
terrifying
day
fucking
therapy
video
session
right
with a
there.
group of 24
That looks
other
like some
people in
analog
5
horror
shelters.
type shit.
At the time, she was mentally disabled and was living in a community home. After a long queue for the top scan, Barbara and the
That's
others
sad, but I
finally
love
got
the
to
movie.
front of the queue and boarded the ride. She was seated beside one of her
Movie?
chaperones when the
What
unexpected
movie?
happened. The safety harness on Barbara's seat snapped, and she was tossed out. In a split second, she flew over the 20-foot exterior fence and into the parking lot before landing on a car. Park
Oh,
staff stopped
shit.
the ride immediately, and emergency services rushed to her aid. Barbara was later pronounced dead at the hospital. In just 2 days, the park recorded 2 deaths, the first tragedies in its 43-year history. Investigators later
Oh,
revealed that the
shit.
safety harness malfunction was due to the park's negligence. The Top Scan ride was immediately closed, and the park accepted full responsibility, offering compensation to the victims' families.
Final Destination. Oh.
On June 9th, 1989,
Yeah. Oh, okay.
13-year-old Kylie King and her friends were having a fun-filled day at the Lagoon
I don't know why the
Amusement
stream
Park
is
in
so
Farmington,
delayed for you.
Utah. They had gone through various adventure rides and decided it was time to board the White Roller Coaster ride. This was not Kylie's first ride on the White Roller Coaster. Usually as the ride went downhill, she would lean forward in her seat and raise her hands. The lap bar normally caught her in place, but not this time. Around 5:45 p.m., she sat in the front row, ready to be thrilled once again. As the ride descended the second hill, Kylie stood up slightly as she usually did, but this time the lap bar could not restrain her. The car literally slipped from under her, and she fell from a height of 35 feet.
Oh my
She
god.
lost her life immediately on impact. The White Roller Coaster was quickly closed following the accident. Investigations later revealed that the ride had actually not malfunctioned. The lap bar relied on pressure from the rider's body, but Kylie's small build did not fill the bar completely, leaving enough space for her to slip. The incident was ruled a tragic accident, and the ride was eventually reopened.
Well, shit.
The Lightning Loops.
Rest in peace.
Many people have imagined the horror they'd feel if the widely used over-the-shoulder roller coaster restraints failed to lock properly. But in June 1987, Karen Brown and her boyfriend felt
Damn it,
this
it's
horror
always
in person.
1987.
In June 1987,
Why is it always
she had been at the Six Flags
1987?
Great
Fuck's
Adventure
sakes.
Park with her boyfriend and friends. They all decided to go on the Lightning Loops, a pair of intertwined steel shuttle loop roller coasters.
The stream is playing
When
normally.
others had successfully secured their
Might just be a
harnesses,
comment
Karen
section.
could not clip hers.
Huh.
She was struggling
Weird.
with it when the ride began its descent. As it gained momentum, Karen's boyfriend screamed for the operator to stop, but it was either mistaken for excitement or lost among the screams from other riders. Before it could complete its first loop, her boyfriend watched in horror as she was thrown from her seat and fell 75 feet to the ground.
Oh my
below.
god.
Karen Brown was pronounced dead on arrival at the hospital. An investigation by the Ocean County Prosecutor's Office concluded that the
70
lightning loop
fucking
itself
feet.
was working perfectly. However, staff had failed to ensure that all safety harnesses were properly secured before starting the ride. As a result, the park was fined the maximum penalty of $1,000, and the ride
Just
was temporarily
$1,000?
closed for inspection. It was reopened
Holy
on October 10,
shit.
1987, after safety
Hey,
measures
cheapskates.
were reinforced. Level 5. Flying Chairs, Hunan, China.
Oh my
Flying
god.
Chairs ride at an amusement park in Chaoyang County, Hunan, China was designed to give riders a taste of what it feels like to fly. In February
Oh, you already know
2021,
this is
gave
gonna
them
end
a
horribly.
taste of pure terror. Riders were high above the park enjoying the thrill of the flying chair when it suddenly malfunctioned. The central
Yes, of
support
course it
structure
did.
suffered a mechanical failure and the entire ride suddenly collapsed to the ground. Due to the sudden impact, 16 people were injured, 3 of them critically. Thankfully, none of them lost their lives. The ride and park were immediately shut down, and Chinese authorities began a safety investigation. Local authorities ruled out human error as the primary factor in the incident. Instead, they later suggested that the structural welds or support system broke, likely from poor maintenance or overuse.
Huh.
Slingshot Ride, Luna Park.
Yeah. I know we're in the middle of the video, but I am getting a little tired though. I think I'm gonna end it. I think I'm gonna end the video early, and yeah, I'm gonna take a shower and go to bed early. Yeah, I probably got a long day of work tomorrow, probably. Yeah, but either way, yeah. Well, that was years ago, though. Things were different back then. Fines were different. No, that's true, I guess. It's true, I guess. Still, $1,000 doesn't really seem like a lot. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it off right here. Yeah, I know I'm ending the video abruptly, but I am struggling to keep my eyes open right now. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And, yeah, make sure to watch my other streams, videos, and shorts. And, yep, good night, Brittany. Yep, this is Project Nine Tails, signing out.